Happy Friday, everyone, from the USPBL. It's a gorgeous sunny day here at Jimmy John's Field. Got the top two teams in the USPBL facing here tonight, as it's the first place Westside Woolly Mammoths taking on the number 2 seed Utica Unicorns, presented by the Detroit News, and a fireworks spectacular presented by Magna. Alongside my partner Jacob Maurer, I'm Alex Johnson. Should be a good one on our hands here tonight, and thank you for spending your night with us here on the USPBL Network. And Jacob, this is going to be a really good game on our hands here tonight. Well, the Mammoths and the Unicorns have played really good baseball over the last few weeks, and we're getting down to that tail end of the season. We're going to be in for an exciting one here tonight. Yeah,
Alex, the Unicorns winning their past 3 games, the Woolly Mammoths winning 2 out of their past 3, and whenever you can get a matchup between the first and second place team in any league, it's always going to be a good game. Both of these offenses are hitting their strides just at the right time. It should be a fun one here on a Friday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Take a look how these teams have done this past week. The Woolly Mammoths won 5-1 over the Eastside Diamond Hoppers on Wednesday. The Unicorns haven't played since Sunday when they got a 6-1 win against the Hoppers and then won 10-5 against the Beavers last Saturday. As you take a look at the USPBL standings, I mentioned both teams right in the top 2. The Mammoths a half game above the Unicorns in that spot. But like I mentioned, here tonight, the Unicorns haven't played in over a week. The Mammoths have had a little bit of short rest, coming off here from Wednesday night. So what do you think both teams are looking forward into here, based on the situation they've come into here tonight?
Yeah, and tonight's a big game because it determines who belongs in first place. Whoever wins this game, either Westside will retain in first place or the Unicorns will jump them ahead into first place in the USPBL standings. And Alex, the playoffs are only about 2 weeks away, and having that 1 seed is so important. You get an automatic bid to the championship game, makes your quest for a USPBL title so much closer. Now, the second place team, they don't get as big of a advantage, but they do get to go to the semifinals, have to win 2 games to win the USPBL championship. And in a situation where it's a 1-game elimination, advantages like this is big, and especially games like this when you get a head-to-head matchup is huge.
Yeah, this is really crucial, especially what we could see right now if both of these teams can get to the championship. But looking at the bottom of the standing, you can't look past the Hoppers and the Beavers. The Hoppers have been on a little bit of a cold streak over the last few games, but they've been a really strong team offensively all season long. Then you take a look at the Beavers sitting in 4th place right now. They've picked it up a lot, sitting at 15-21. After a little bit of a tough start to the season, Coach John Dombrowski has helped them get them in the right direction, and they're going to make some noise come playoff time. And even if they're a 4 or 3 seed, they could overcome and get themselves into the championship as well.
Yeah, the thing about the USPBL is a lot of these teams are so much closer than people think. A lot of good, even talent on both sides, and really any given game can be a fantastic contest. And tonight we're lucky enough to see the top 2 teams, Westside and Utica. But Alex, as you mentioned, Eastside and Birmingham. Eastside struggling just a little bit, lost yesterday and also lost on Wednesday. But the Beavers heating up. It's going to be a tough playoff route, so any advantage you can get is very helpful. That's why first place is so important in the USPBL.
Yeah, and in first place, you do get that trip to the championship automatically. It affects your hitters because you don't get to see a lot of the batting practice. You get about a week off in between your last game and the championship. And then for the other teams, your pitching might be a little bit rough, but your offense has seen live pitching, and it gives them an advantage as well.
Yeah, definitely a lot of pros and cons. As you mentioned, last year the number 1 seed did not win at all just because the bats are cold. When you're sitting on the sidelines for a week, that can kind of affect your rhythm. When you have that momentum going forward, you're in first place, you're feeling good, and then you have that 1-game elimination and you're sitting on the bench for a week, it can really deteriorate your motto, your stride. And so it affects pitching, of course, for the lower seeds who have to pitch a lot, but also for batting. If that you're a higher seed, sitting on the bench, not taking BP as often can really hurt your chances.
Yeah, one final question for you here, Jacob. Looking at here tonight, the Unicorns, they got a couple more games after tonight. They got to play all games this weekend, tomorrow against the Beavers, and then Sunday against the Hoppers and the Mammoths. This is their only game until next week. So what's this going to mean for both teams here tonight? Because based on what the situation they're coming in right now, the Unicorns having to play so many more games this weekend, the Mammoths, they're only shot here before next week to hold on to first place.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to stretch out even in before, but the Utica Unicorns pitchers, I mean, we saw it yesterday with Eastside Diamond Hoppers is when you play a lot of games in such few days, it's really stressful on your pitching staff, so it's going to be important for them to have a good outing tonight and a big game here on a Friday night.
Well, we're going to be for a good one here for you as we're just moments away from lineups and first pitch. We'll have that all for you. We come back right here on the USPBL Network.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
It's a gorgeous Friday night here in downtown Utica, Michigan, here at Jimmy John's Field for the top 2 teams in the USPBL squaring off against each other as it's the Westside Woolly Mammoths and the Utica Unicorns presented by the Detroit News. I'm Alex Johnson, along with my partner here tonight, Jacob Maurer. Going to be a good one on our hands here for you here tonight. We got a lot of good action here as we're heading into the tail end of the regular season. Just 2 weeks left before championship weekend starting on September 5th. Let's take a moment to recognize our sponsors who make this broadcast possible. Belfour Property Restoration, Budweiser, Corewell Health, Dave & Buster's, DTE Energy, Fifth Third Bank, Jarbcom Audio and Video Solutions, Jimmy John's, Macomb Community College, McLaren Macomb, McQuaid Heating and Cooling, Plumbing and Refrigeration, Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers, Pepsi, and United Wholesale Mortgage. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors who make this broadcast possible here tonight. It's also a Friday night fireworks spectacular presented by Magna at the end of the game. So a lot at stake here tonight for both of these teams here tonight, Jacob. As the Unicorns just a half a game behind the Mammoths for first place. The Unicorns have been on a really good stretch offensively. It's improved a lot from the start of the season. The Mammoths have been near the top all season long in first place. It's going to be a good battle here tonight we have here against 2 teams that have been really strong over the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one with only 2 weeks to go into the USPBL playoffs. You have both of the top teams in the USPBL going against each other, and this is going to be a big game because it determines who pounces into first place in the USPBL standings. The Unicorns only a half game back of the Woolly Mammoths, and they're going to try to respond in today's game. Both teams very hot. The Unicorns winning their past 3 games, Westside winning 2 out of their past 3 games. So they're both playing really good baseball right now. It should be a fantastic contest.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about the Unicorns first, how they've been doing right now. Just a half a game behind the Mammoths. You got to give credit to all the guys offensively have done well. Austin Ochoa, Jared Weber, Andre Demontrell, Patrick Baggett. The guys have been the leaders on this team all season long. And then some of the new guys that have come in, Marquez, Titi Ali, Cody Hanna, and a few other guys that have come in recently have fit in and done really well to get the Unicorns where they are right now, heading into the last couple weeks of the season.
Yeah, and Alex, you mentioned it. There's a bunch of solid in-place guys that have been in here all season long, and they're just continuing to improve on their games. But also some new guys in the lineup, Titi Ali, Hannah, Salomon, all newcomers recently, just in the past couple of weeks. So it should be a fun one. We'll see how they integrate with their team, but they've been playing playing really, really good baseball. Should be exciting to watch if they can keep that up.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's look over at the Mammoth side for a second. A team that has had a lot more veterans on the team. We talked a lot of the guys that have come on. Dre Williams, Nelson, Colby Seltzer, all those guys up there all season long. And then you got guys like Fox Liam, Anthony Sharkus, Drew Fleming, who make the Mammoth so powerful offensively. And they have a lot of key guys that have done really well throughout the course of the season, especially those top guys here. They're going to give the Unicorns a tall task here tonight.
Yeah, similar to the Utica Unicorns, they've only gotten better as an offensive staff together. You know, we talk about new guys like Jake Walker, but then also solid guys like Fox Liam, Colby Seltzer, Nick Pastor. All of them you can just integrate in that lineup and know you have a threat every single time they step to the plate.
Yeah, the Mammoths coming off a 5-1 win against the Hoppers on Wednesday. Unicorns haven't played since Sunday. They won 6-1 against Eastside and then beat the Beavers 10-5 last Saturday. As we take a look at our pitcher comparisons, the Unicorns are being announced, but they're starting to Let's take a look at the pitcher comparison here tonight. It's going to be Zach Zaborowski on the bump for the Mammoths and Logan Lee for the Unicorns. Both guys, both righties, have had some really good numbers. Zach Zaborowski's been a key guy that's come over from the Mammoths from Indiana Tech. He's had some really good numbers. He was out for a few weeks, but has come back and has done really well since returning. Then Logan Lee has been a key piece for the Unicorns and that strong pitching staff that Coach Jim Messier and Pat Adams bring to the table.
Yeah, both guys with fantastic stats. Both know how to throw strikes. They both have great strikeout to walk ratios. Also, the batting averages against the two. Zach Zaborowski obviously pitching more innings than Logan Lee, 41 compared to 19. But Logan Lee himself has been very, very solid. A 1.89 ERA, 1-0 on the season, and a 186 batting average against. He's so solid. As you mentioned, Alex, Utica has such a great pitching staff. It's going to be a tall task for the Woolly Mammoths, but they have a great offense to counter it. Now for Zach Zaborowski, a 4.1 ERA on the season. As I mentioned, he's been solid all season long, a great starter. We always usually see him to start the weekend for the Woolly Mammoths, so he's going to continue to be great. He's good at locating pitches. We'll see if he can keep it up.
Yeah, we'll see how both pitchers do here tonight against both offensive lineups that have been really strong, as of late, especially the Unicorns. But the Mammoths, they've been near the top of the league all season long in that regard. So it's going to be a lot for the pitchers here tonight. We'll see if they're able to shut them down early and have their starters go out a little bit longer innings, 6 or 7 maybe, depending on how the game goes.
A trend to watch is to see how the scoring is in the first few innings. Usually when you see scoring in the first few innings, you know it's going to be a bloodbath on the offensive end. That's going to be a key to start, both for Logan Lee and Zach Zaborowski. We got to see how they start off this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to be a good one here tonight, Jacob. And for everyone listening at home, it's going to be a good one as well. The national anthem is about to start, and when we come back, first pitch right after this here on the USPBL Network.
God bless America.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. FSBcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities.
Where good neighbors do great things.
Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
The USPBL powered by UWM baseball games at Jimmy John's Field are the fun and family-friendly experience you won't want to miss. Entertainment every week, including Thirsty Thursdays, fireworks every Friday, live music Saturdays, and Sunday fun days for the kids. Kids run the bases after every game, and parking is always free. Come see the stars of the future at Jimmy John's Field. Get your tickets today at uspbl.com.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
Welcome back, everyone, to Jimmy John's Field, Friday Night Baseball. As it's the Utica Unicorns and the Westside Woolly Mammoths, presented by the Detroit News and Magna. I'm Alex Johnson, along with my partner here tonight, Jacob Maurer. A great rendition of God Bless America and the national anthem as well, performed by the Rochester Adams Marching Band. And good game here tonight, and glad to have you with us as the Unicorns getting ready to start. Logan Lee on the bump for the Unicorns. I mentioned as a sub-2 ERA. Has been a key piece for the Unicorns all season long, and is looking to shut down this Mammoths lineup here tonight.
Yeah, Logan Lee on the season, a 1.89 ERA, 2-0 on the season. Only 4 appearances, though, and 19 innings pitched. But in those 19 innings, he's only allowed 13 hits and 10 walks. He's been outstanding for the Unicorns. Getting the start tonight, we'll see how he does for a big game on a Friday night.
As we take a look at the Mammoth starting lineup here tonight, we'll see what Logan Lee will have to face. The Mammoth starting lineup is presented by the batting lineup here for Taylor Jellikowski and the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Leading off will be the third baseman, Jake Walker. Then it'll be followed by the designated hitter, Fox Liam. Kobe Seltzer is batting third over at short. Nick Pastor is batting cleanup at center. They'll be followed by Anthony Sharkus at left. Drew Fleming at first base. Hank Dotson behind the dish. And then Dre Williams-Nelson over at second base batting eighth. And then rounding out the lineup is Jose Cedeno in right field. Also take a look at the three-dimensional surfaces defensive alignment for the Utica Unicorns. Is going to be Ryan Enos in left, Marquez Titiali in center, Sam Baduras in right, and then over at the infield, Austin Ochoa at the hot corner, Patrick Baggett at short, Andre Demontrol at second, Cody Hanna, one of the newcomers for the Unicorns, over at first base, as well as Marquez Titiali, and then Ethan Kreisen is behind the dish for Logan Lee. So take a look at the graphic here on your screen. Our the defensive alignment all provided by all season long by Three-Dimensional Services Group.
Yeah, and take a look over at first base. Cody Hanna making his USPBL debut, starting off on the defensive side, but he's slated to hit fifth in this Unicorn lineup. Be interesting to watch him as he starts off.
Take a look at Logan Lee right now. We'll see Cody Hanna, and the offense will do that in the bottom of the first. But 1.89 ERA, 19 innings pitched, has a 1-0 record, 23 strikeouts and 10 walks for Logan Lee. So we're about to get started here in just a moment. Logan Lee is a 6'4", 230 right-hander from Rockford. Spent his time at Northwood University. As we are underway, the first pitch is low and outside for a ball to Jake Walker.
And the great thing for Logan in this start, just needs to control his location, has tremendous size over there on the mound.
This one skied in the air and foul ground and right. It's going to be a long run for Hannah as it goes off the netting near the picnic areas and right.
And Alex, I was talking to Tom about this yesterday. So much foul ground here at Jimmy John's Field. That's a long run, and the fact that that was still in play is just remarkable. That's usually a souvenir in most ballparks.
Yeah, a lot of the foul ground you got to look out for, and kind of like you see at the Oakland Coliseum. So our first pitch was at exactly 7:05. 1-1 pitch. On the ground over to Patrick Baggett. He'll throw it over to Cody Hanna, and Jake Walker is retired.
And Baggett, one of the best shortstops in the USPBL, making that look easy. Routine play, doesn't overthink it, takes it easy, flips it over to first. Great out number one here for the Unicorns.
He's that key leader for the Unicorns who led them to the championship last year. Our temperature right now is 76 degrees at game time. It was raining earlier in the day, but it's sunny with a few clouds in the sky. The humidity is a little bit high at 80%, so we'll see how that factors out here for the rest of the game. And the winds right now at 5 to 10 miles an hour as Fox Liam steps to the dish. Average has jumped up to 293. Early on in the season, he was right around 110, 115 average, but he's done a lot to improve. Trying to replicate the numbers he had from a season ago.
And Fox Liam with a .478 on-base percentage leads the team in walks with 33 this season. He knows how to get on base. That's a big reason why he's slotted up in the two-hole.
Very disciplined guy as Lee throws just outside with that fastball at 91, and Liam's ahead in the count 3-1.
That's what he does. Knows how to see baseball so well. Fox is so hard to get out.
We'll see how Lee responds with the 3-1. Got it at the outside part of the plate. Wanted full. Good use of his fastball. He's been using that a lot here so far. We'll see what he does here with the payoff pitch. Fouls it away.
And Lee has 5 pitches he uses: the four-seam fastball, the slider, the sinker, the changeup, and the curveball. He uses the four-seam the most at 42%. We'll see what he works with here against Fox.
Payoff pitch again. Foul tipped into the glove for strike 3. Good job by Logan Lee to get back into the count and strike out a dangerous hitter in Fox Liam.
And that was a nasty pitch just on the upper corner. Strikeout number 1 for Logan Lee. He's looked fantastic so far.
So 2 guys retired here brings up Colby Seltzer. A guy that has provided a spark for the Mammoths. Really impressive numbers for the man out of Haslett, Texas. Hitting .317 with 7 home runs and 24 RBIs. Seltzer spent his college days over at Tarleton State University and Hardin-Simmons.
And Seltzer posting that .317 average, good for 5th in the USPBL, first on his team. He has 7 home runs this season. That's tied for first as well. There's some sneaky power in this bat.
He's worked on it a lot as he swings and misses on the fastball again. Top right corner of the zone.
And Logan Lee's location so far has just been spectacular. He is dotting those corners.
Let's see what he does here. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 punch outs for Logan Lee as he strikes out 2 hitters. And one of the top in the league in Fox Liam and Colby Seltzer, and the Mammoths go down in order. We head to the home half of the first. We'll be back after this here on the USPBL Network.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
and music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can Corewell Health.
Bottom half of the first here at Jimmy John's Field. No scores. So take a look at the Utica Unicorns batting order, submitted by head coach Jim Essien. You'll have Ryan Edis leading off in left field, and it'll be followed by Andre Demetral at second. Patrick Backett bats third at shortstop. It'll be followed by Marquez Titiali in the cleanup spot in center field. Cody Hanna, one of the newcomers for the Unicorns, will bat fifth over at first base. That'll be followed by Austin Ochoa at third. Blake Solomon, another new guy for the Unicorns that have come in recently. He's the DH. They'll be followed by Sam Paduris in right, and rounding out the lineup is Ethan Kreise behind the dish.
And you're going to notice in this lineup that there's only one lefty, and that's Hanna, because Zach Zaborowski versus lefties has a 204 batting average. Against righties, 245. So you want to stack that lineup with righties to have the best chance against Zach Zaborowski. And
looking at Zaborowski's numbers here this season, the ERA is a little bit high at 4.10. He's making his 10th start on the season. He's pitched in 41 2/3 innings, 56 strikeouts, 21 walks, and that batting average of 233 has been really strong for him.
And Zaborowski averages around 4 1/3 innings per appearance. It'll be interesting to see how far he goes in this one. Needs to be efficient to eat up some innings for the Mammoths.
The 5'11", 210 righty from Westfield, Indiana. Spent his college ball days at Indiana Tech, one of the top schools in the NAIA. As the first pitch to Ryan Enos is fouled off. Enos standing at 222 on the season. Spent his college ball days at State University, New York, Oswego, and East Tennessee State. As he swings and misses on the fastball from Zaborowski at 90 miles an hour.
And already Zaborowski's showing great location with his pitches. Both of them, bottom of the zone, perfect.
We'll see if his command can work here. He just gets a piece of it. That was outside. But Enos chased after it, though.
And Enos, like a lot of batters in the USPBL, knows how to battle. He will make Zaborowski work. He won't just go down on 3 pitches.
0-2 pitch, skied up in the air. On the third base side of the infield, caught by Colby Seltzer for the pop out.
And it can be hard because the sun is directly on the third base side. So sometimes we've seen where a high fly ball like that stays in the infield can be kind of hard to track, but Colby Seltzer able to keep an eye on it and able to make out number 1 here in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, especially with that sun coming down on you. It's kind of a different feeling than what you get in the daytime, as that one's tapped foul at home plate to Andre Demetral.
Demetral this season 3rd with 25 hits on the Utica Unicorns. Just trails Ochoa and Weber.
This one's sent out of play. Yeah, so no Jared Weber in the lineup tonight. I know with the Unicorns, they have to play 3 games this weekend, all back-to-back. They got the Beavers tomorrow and then the Hoppers on Sunday. And this is the last game for the Mammoths until a non-public game on Tuesday against these same Unicorns. So we'll see how these arms are going to go for the Unicorns. It's going to be important here tonight.
Yeah, a lot of opportunities to get a lot of players in. They're going to be using their whole bench and really their whole bullpen rotation. Going to see a lot of names in this whole roster throughout this whole weekend.
1-2 pitch coming from Zaborowski. And a swing and a miss. Right near the middle of the zone for the first strikeout of the night for Zach Zaborowski.
Perfect pitch right at 84. Just had that late movement that ducked towards the bottom of that zone. Demetrol went fishing, and he got no bait. Strikeout number 1 for Zach Zaborowski.
I'll face the leader, Patrick Baggett. Hitting .248 on the season as he takes a big swing and a miss. Like to see Zaborowski be aggressive, as that one's just outside. Want to be able to get ahead in counts. Had a chance to talk with him before the game. He feels really good. Just want to be able to be ahead and not become predictable when he gets behind in counts.
Yeah, if he can find his rhythm early, he'll be great tonight. Just keep locating pitches like that. He'll be successful.
Brought the heat there at 92. At the outside part of the plate to the switch hitter, Patrick Baggett, batting from the left side with the righty pitching. 1-2 pitch coming. Just missed below the knees.
And again, close to that strike zone. He's been great at dialing it up all night. Expect a good pitch here.
2-2 pitch coming as he gets the sign from Dotson as it bounces into the dirt.
Yeah, I was just hoping Baggett would go like Demetrol and swing at a lower pitch. That one just pulled a little bit too much down in the dirt. Baggett holds up, and a great battle here. Full count, 3-2. See what these two can do.
He's another guy that's really disciplined at the plate. Has 25 walks on the season. Payoff pitch coming. Missed inside, ball 4. So a 2-out walk.
And on that strike zone that we have here, it shows it just clipped the upper part of it. But still great eye by Patrick Baggett, knowing the home plate umpire's calls. As you mentioned, Alex, now his 26th walk of the season. He knows how to get on base, and he can be dangerous. 13 stolen bases this season. Watch out for him on the move.
Marquez Titiali steps in. One of the newcomers on this team, hitting .364 in his first few games. He's played in 3 games so far as he's fallen behind 0-2.
He's a newcomer to the league, only has played in 3 games this season. From Bellevue College, previously Arizona Christian College. Originally from Seattle, Washington. So long distance to play here, Utica, Michigan at the USPBL, but good to see him here on the Utica Unicorns.
We have a lot of guys that have come over from across the country as he's run up for strike 3. Perfect pitch. Inside part of the plate by Zach Zaborowski. 2 punch outs for him in the first. After giving up a 2-out walk, that doesn't do any harm for him. No score as we head to the second. We'll be back after this here on the USPBL Network.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARPCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARPCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARPCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarpcom.com.
Second inning we go here at Jimmy John's Field on this Friday night. Here at the ballpark, presented by the Detroit News. Logan Lee back on the bump after a 1-2-3 inning, had a couple of punch outs, struck out Fox Liam and Colby Seltzer. Had 14 pitches in that first inning.
And he was fantastic. 2 strikeouts, as you mentioned, and a ground out. A routine 1-2-3 inning for him.
We'll face the middle part of the order: Nick Pastor, Anthony Sharkus, and Drew Fleming. So it doesn't get any easier for Logan Lee.
And Nick Pastor has been solid all season long for Westside. A .292 average, 33 hits on the season. That leads his team.
And out into right on a line drive for a base hit. Leadoff single for Nick Pastor. Good piece of hitting right there on that 87-mile-per-hour fastball.
That was a fastball that had quite a bit of movement, but Nick Pastor able to keep the wood on it, drive it into right field. Solid piece of hitting. Now his 34th hit of the season, leads his team, and that's the reason why. Knows how to put wood to ball. Great piece of hitting there.
Brings up Anthony Sharkus. Coming in with a .265 average. Lines this one into left and drops in. 2 runners are aboard here for the Mammoths.
And Sharkus was a guy who got injured to start the season, and when he came back, he was a little rocky, but now he's starting to find his groove. He was 2 for 4 on Wednesday for Westside, and today gets it started, rips it into left field for a single.
Yeah, they came out hot off the bat at 97.
Wasted no time to attacking the first pitch.
Now Drew Fleming now. A guy that has really came on here since he joined the league in the early weeks of the season. A .266 average. The man out of Davison spent his time over at Concordia University, Ann Arbor, and a few other places as well.
And Fleming's a guy who has a lot of power. It seems like every swing he has a high exit velocity. He has 6 home runs this season to pair with that.
1-1 pitch. This one's chopped right over to third. Trying to go for the double play over to Demetral, and they do. The 5-4-3 double play, that is huge. And the Unicorns have mastered that perfectly right there.
As we take a look at the replay, awesome job by Ochoa getting it quickly out of the glove over to Demetral and to the new guy. Hannah able to extend out, make sure they get that double play. Great defensive play, and the Unicorns needed it. 2 guys on with nobody out, now just a guy at third and 2 outs. You can get out of the inning now with just 1 swing.
That is just very crucial, because you don't want to get into a situation where you have the bases loaded or you're going to run score with nobody out. It just really changes the inning now. We'll see what Hank Dotson can do. He's a guy that came in about a month ago into the league.
Hank Dotson didn't play Wednesday, but still a solid start to his season. As you mentioned, just a newcomer to the league just a few weeks ago, batting .286 this season. He's been solid.
Lost his bat. Well, he fouled that one off.
And that kind of reminds me of when I play pickleball. I always lose the racket when I hit it too hard. We've seen that a couple times in the USPBL. Some hitting the brick. So we take a look at the replay. Just totally lost his grip.
At least it didn't break, though.
Can still use it for sure. Hopefully the sweet spot isn't dinged up.
It's Nick Pastor over at third base, trying to bring him in. 1-2 pitch up high. Dotson came in as the backup catcher when Zach Beadle went down.
Yeah, and he's really been a great addition for this Westside Woolly Mammoth team.
2-2 pitch outside in the dirt. Good stop by Kreisen.
Great at bat so far, working it to full, really putting the pressure on Logan Lee, especially with a man at third. And Logan Lee being a right-handed pitcher, he can see Pastor all the time in his peripheral. We'll have to lock in here and make a good pitch.
Payoff pitch coming. Just got a piece of it. Went fastball, top part of the strike zone, but just got a clip of it. Was Dotson, the man out of St. George, Utah.
Yeah, I like that pitch. I think he should go there again.
Fouls it away. Similar spot as it goes into the stands.
Now that you've run a couple of those by, you can make it guessing. You can go with that pitch again, or you can try to go risky, something low. A walk won't score a run here, so you have a little bit more freedom if you're Logan Lee. Still, he's done a great job today painting those corners. He just needs to master a good pitch here.
Runner on third for the Mammoths, 2 outs. Trying to get a run on the board. And Dotson has just been battling here.
Again, going with that upper fastball, this time at 92. I like it. Dotson has yet to show that he can catch up with it. But if he makes contact, he can rip that. So a little bit risky for Logan Lee. Still great pitch. Just has to focus here and deliver.
3-2 again. Just missed. Up and away. And the inning keeps going for Westside. Trying to get on the board after Fleming turned into a double play.
And he went with the changeup there. Tried to put it in the same spot. Just missed that corner. Now that sets up Dre Williams-Nelson. Has a shot here. Runners at the corners. He can open up scoring early.
Check swing, called strike. Williams-Nelson was the player of the week a few times in the early part of the season. The average a little bit down right now at 170. Trying to pick himself back up. Going those one out into right field, going all the way back, and that one is gone. It's a home run for Dre Williams-Nelson. And just like that, the Mammoths take the lead.
And Alex, just on cue, what a way to pick yourself up. Drive it the opposite way into right. He crushed that, no doubt. 94 miles per hour off the bat into right, and that's a big 3-0 lead for Westside.
334 feet off the bat of Dre Williams-Nelson for his 3rd bomb on the season. And the Mammoths are fired up. Now Jose Cedeno steps in.
And Jose Cedeno, another solid guy in this lineup, batting .245 this season in the 9-hole. He's been great so far from Venezuela.
And it looked like, no, the Unicorns were looking to get out of the inning as we take a look at the replay of the home run by Dre Williams-Nelson. That was carrying out. Sam Baduras unable to track it as Logan Lee strikes out Jose Cedeno to end the inning, but not before the Mammoths get 3 thanks to Dre Williams-Nelson's 3-run blast to right. And they have a 3-0 advantage over the Utica Unicorns as we head to the bottom half of the 2nd. We'll take a break and we'll be back after this here on the USPBL Network.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal-getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
Welcome back, everyone. Get ready to start at the bottom of the 2nd inning. This inning is brought to you by Bell's Brewery. As we take a look at now as our sponsor here today, Bell's Brewery. When it's time for baseball, it is time for beer. Its 200 Ale has been named the #1 beer in America for the past 4 years by members of the American Home Brewers Association. Play ball with the best. 200 Ale, the iconic American IPA from Bell's Brewery, Comstock, Michigan. Please drink responsibly. $3-0 lead for the Mammoths over the Unicorns, as it's Cody Hanna stepping in.
Making his USPBL debut.
We'll see how Zaborowski responds.
Previously was from the Regina Red Sox, baseball league out in Canada. He made the move over here to the States, playing here in Michigan in his first ever game at the USPBL.
Swings and misses on the off speed. It's 1-2 now on Hanna. Just missed outside. 2-2.
Just looking to get on base for these Unicorns. Down by 3 early. They need a rally. They need something to counter that attack.
Swing and a miss. Hanna goes down swing. That's the third punch out of the night for Zach Zaborowski.
Zaborowski has looked great so far, and especially now with a 3-run lead. He's got to have all that momentum on his back. We'll see if he can carry it through this second inning and really through the rest of the game.
Now here comes Austin Ochoa. Guy that's picked it up offensively throughout the course of the season, hitting .276 with 4 home runs and 17 RBIs.
Joe has been solid, has some power on this bat, 4 home runs this season. That's tied for his team lead. The Unicorns don't hit a lot of home runs, but Ochoa is one of the guys who can.
Takes a big rip at on the fastball. 1-1.
Zaborowski just perfectly locating those pitches.
He's done his job here tonight so far. Unicorns have only hit 13 home runs as a team, compared to 35 for the Mammoths. So it really shows the style of play that both teams have, very different.
Yeah, different styles of offense. Utica relies on timely hitting to get their runs across.
Good breaking pitch right there. 2-2. Got him on that inside part of the plate. 2-2 pitch. Ochoa out into left center field. Shark is going all the way back. And that one hits off the netting, and it is going to be a home run for Austin Ochoa. That's the 5th bomb on the season for the third baseman, and the Unicorns are on the board.
Well, just on cue, as we say, a team who doesn't use the long ball as often. Austin Ochoa shows us what he can do. Blasts it out to left center field and just over the yellow. One of the deepest parts of the ballpark. You're going to see it land just on top of that netting right by the Dave & Buster's sign. Big launch by Austin Ochoa, his 5th of the season. Huge for Utica to try to crawl back into this contest.
Now Blake Salomon steps in. Just impressive by Ochoa, 367 feet. You know, that wall kind of dips down after the Dave & Buster's sign by a few feet.
And he put it just in the right spot, too, because if that was directly in line with the Dave & Buster's sign, that would have been off the wall. But just to the right by a hair, and he gets the home run.
0-2 pitch coming. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. They appealed to the infield umpire.
Salomon, a guy from Northwood, signed last week. Only 3 games so far in the USPBL, but he's been solid. A .300 batting average, 3 hits and 10 at-bats. Trying to get on base and have Utica score more runs here in the bottom of the second.
1-2 pitch. One outside, ball 2.
And if you're Zaborowski, it's going to be interesting. How does he shake that off and keep delivering good pitches as he has?
2-2 pitch coming, up high for ball 3. Salomon going to get on base as he fouls that one off.
He's doing a good job battling. No walks this season for Blake, but a full count. He has the opportunity here. Just needs to find a good pitch, and if not, know when to lay off.
He hit .373 in his final year at Northwood with 19 homers and 60 RBIs as he picks up a walk.
First walk for him in the USPBL. Great battle. Worked it to full, fouled off a few pitches. He saw something in the dirt, didn't take it, and now he'll take his base with one out here in the bottom of the second.
Now Sam Badura steps in. We'll see what the Unicorns can do. They don't go away quietly. Still a lot of game left to chip away at it. They did get that home run by Ochoa just a few moments ago. Badura takes a big swing and miss on the fastball. Average has jumped to 240. He's a guy that has improved a lot offensively as well after a slow start to the season.
He really has, especially in his last few weeks. And when he gets on base, he can be dangerous. 9 stolen bases this season. Of course, he'll have Salomon up in front of him. But still, his offensive production has got better, as well as this whole Utica Unicorns team.
So 0-2 on Baduras, and he strikes out on 3 pitches. Punch out number 4 for Zaborowski.
And going with the breaking ball there, that was nasty. Just tailed right on the inside. Baduras, nothing he could do to catch up to that one. Just down low in the zone. Great pitch by Zach Zaborowski. Big out number 2 here.
Good mix right there. He was going a lot with the fastball, then threw in the off speed to fool Baduras. Now brings up Ethan Kreisen. Now Kreisen with a huge blast out to left center. That one is a no-doubter. And just like that, we are tied.
Oh man, he pounded that baseball. Teams going back and forth. The 1 and 2 seeds in the USPBL showing they can trade blows on the offensive end. This game's tied. Great blast by Ethan Kreisen.
Look at the replay here. That was just an absolute bomb. Shark has just let that one go over him.
And that was his first home run in the USPBL this season. Congratulations, Ethan Kreisen. That was a blast.
Tied up at 3. Well, we mentioned here, this is all the action here so far. A lot of run production here in this second inning. Thought it would be a little bit comfortable if you're the Mammoths. You got yourself that 3-run blast with 2 outs by Dre Williams-Nelson. But then the Unicorns striking back with 2 homers of their own. The solo bomb by Ochoa, then Ethan Kreisen with a 2-run shot.
And his tying shot again with 2 outs. These teams have clutch hittings. That's why they're one of the best, 2 of the best offenses in the USPBL.
Swing and a miss by Ryan Enos, who popped out to Seltzer's first time up. We'll see how Zaborowski adjusts now. Enos lines one foul into the bullpen.
Yeah, and he just jumped on that one too early. But he's reading it well. He's making good contact. Zaborowski's still locating his pitches good. He just needs to make sure he has the movement with it.
Zaborowski gets set. 0-2 pitch. Got him inside. He's trying to get in there with that changeup. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Was tap foul at home plate.
barely staying alive there. Great job getting contact on that pitch.
Been a lengthy inning on both sides. Zaborowski just wanted to get out of this inning. That one just chopped foul.
Another one where I don't know how he got a piece of that baseball. But like I mentioned earlier in his first at-bat, he knows how to battle. He will make you throw him a good pitch.
That's what good guys do at the plate. Just working your way through these at-bats. Not going down easily. So it's a 2-2 again. And he got another piece of it.
Just like a broken record that we're seeing. Some deja vu. Same pitch, same result. We'll see who folds now.
Well, we're tied up at 3. Unicorns trying to add more and take the lead. 2-2 pitch coming. Swing and a miss.
Nasty breaking ball there. Great job by Zach Zaborowski getting out of that inning.
Strikes out the side, but the Unicorns get on him with 2 home runs of their own by Austin Ochoa and Ethan Kreisen to tie the game up at 3 as we head to the 3rd. We'll be back after this. This is your home for USPBL baseball as we take a look at the long shot by Ethan Kreisen that tied the game.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and reset our life around zapping stuff and cheering for stuff with your friends. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
A lot of fireworks in that 2nd inning. We're tied up at 3, so we have 3 long balls. 1 for the Mammoths by Dre Williams, Nelson, and 2 for the Unicorns. And as we head to the top of the 3rd inning, Alex Johnson and Jacob Maurer with you for the call here tonight. Glad to have you with us for some Friday night baseball here on the USPBL Network, presented by the Detroit News and Magna for the Friday Night Fireworks Spectacular. We're in for a good one here so far. It's been looking at it that way.
And Alex, you mentioned it earlier. Mid today, up in the 80s from earlier this afternoon. That means the ball is going to be flying. Runs already. So we take a look at percent humidity. That's crazy. And that means a lot of ball very far. Good opportunity to see 2 of the best offense. They showcase what they have.
Lead back.
And if you're Logan Lee, you need to feel good at a big 2-run. And your team responds, ties up the game. It's basically a 0-0 game now. Do what you do. Control back, get the movement on the pitches that you want, and he'll have a very successful outing.
And right now at 34 pitches after 2 innings of work, you want to be able to have your guys go as far as you can, especially for Coach Jim Essian, because you don't want to go deep into your bullpen today because you got a game tomorrow and a game Sunday, and then
yeah, especially if you schedule a game, you see what's ahead. A lot of and very short rest. You want your arm length. And most importantly, being efficient.
He'll face the top of the order, Jake Walker, Foxley, and Meltzer.
And he got Walker into a routine ground out. first batter he faced this evening.
Lindsay went out into right. Not deep at all. Sam Baduras underneath it for the out.
That's big for Logan Lee. Only 2 pitches used. We talked about it. Be efficient. You can get through a lot of innings of work.
Fox Liam steps in. One of the 3 strikeout victims for the first time in the lineup.
And Fox, he knows how to get on base. He's a pesky hitter.
Check swing, called strike. Went breaking ball that time.
Fox this season, 33 walks, 478 on base percentage. Gets on just about half of the time.
He's a guy that can hit for power, as one umpire said he went around in an 0-2 spot.
I know they don't keep stats on this, but if there was a stat for home run distance on foul balls, I think Fox Liam would be the leader.
Logan Lee strikes out Fox Liam on 3 pitches. Second time he has been retired here tonight. And strikeout number 4 for the evening for Logan Lee. Just wants to have a good bounce back inning after that rough second inning.
And that was a great pitch. Just on the outside corner. Seems like he has his location back. When he can do that, he's pretty dominant.
Colby Seltzer steps in. Also struck out Sweeney in the first.
But Seltzer, as we mentioned this season, batting .316 on the season, 5th in the USPBL. Batting a good margin over 300. Dangerous hitter here.
0-1 pitch. Looked like it was a perfect pitch, but Oakland umpire said it was a little bit upstairs.
Yeah, our strike zone is showing that was a little bit up, but right down the pipe. Logan Lee just need to shake that off and respond here.
Goes upstairs, but Seltzer chased for it, and now he'll call time.
That seems to be his bread and butter this evening. The upstairs fastball. It's worked a lot for him so far.
One and 2 is the count on Seltzer. Swing and a miss. He gets 2 more punch outs and only 9 pitches to get out of that one. He retires the Mammoths in order for the second time here tonight, as that was our 5th third bank, 5th third out of the game, as we are tied at 3 heading to the bottom of the 3rd, as we send it down to the field to JJ the Water Boy, presented by Michigan First Credit Union. Always does his job to keep our umpires hydrated throughout the course of the game, and he'll get a nice treat for all the hard work he has done throughout the course of this season, and especially here tonight. He's the star of the show here, Jacob, night in and night out.
He's the star of the show, and it's awesome because prior to the game, he hangs out with us in the production room. He's a great guy to be around, on the field and off the field. Still keeps that happy smile and that wagging tail.
And we'll see if the Unicorns will take the lead at the bottom of the 3rd, tied up at 3 here on the USPBL Network.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Home half of the 3rd we go here in downtown Utica, Michigan on this gorgeous Sunday night for baseball. As we're tied up at 3 apiece between the top 2 teams in the league, the first place Westside Woolly Mammoths and second place Utica Unicorns. Unicorns really got on Zach Zaborowski as he threw 30 pitches in that frame, allowed 2 home runs. He needs something to lower his pitch count here and get into his command, like we saw in that first inning.
Logan Lee just in the top half of the third did a nice job responding. Now it's Zach Zaborowski's turn. Gave up 3 in the second. We'll see how he comes out here in the third.
He'll face Demetrol, Baggett, and Titiali. Demetrol struck out swinging his first time up. That one bounces off of Dotson. Demetrol coming in hitting .250 on the season with 1 home run and 12 RBIs. Played his high school days over at Stony Creek High School.
Yeah, and Demetrol's been solid. You know, we talk about players that have ups and downs, but Demetrol just seems like he's so consistent night in and night out.
His college days at Florence Darlington Technical College and Northern Illinois University, as one bounces in again.
Zaborowski just lost the piece on that one. Grip just misplaced a little bit. Flying bats, flying baseballs. Wild game here tonight.
Well, it's a 2-1 count on Andre Demetrol. Zaborowski throws. Gets him with the off speed at the knees, 2-2.
That was a great pitch. 8 inches of vertical break, 12 of horizontal. That had a lot of movement, something that Demetrol couldn't keep up with.
We're going to get a board here. Outside, ball 3. Demetrol played 54 games at Northern Illinois this past season. Hit .265 for the homer and 25 RBIs. Zaborowski was a key man over at Indiana Tech, who made it to the NAIA National Tournament, as he strikes out Demetrol for the second time here tonight. Goes to the fastball at the knees at 89 miles an hour. Couldn't have asked for a better pitch.
Yeah, and now he has 6 strikeouts on the day. It's been his most effective form to get an out here. Now that does climb the pitch count because that was a full count pitch. But if he can deliver pitches like that, he can get it pretty much down and squared away to have a solid outing.
Patrick Baggett now steps in, reach base on a full pitch walk.
And Baggett's, that's what he does. 26 walks this season. He knows how to get on base. 1 of 2 lefties in this Unicorn lineup today.
Goes at it 0-2, way outside the zone.
That's back-to-back pitches where he swung on and missed at pitches way below the zone. The breaking ball is working for Zaborowski. We'll see what he goes with here.
Trying to get quick work of Patrick Baggett as he sends that one out of play. Baggett from Blairsville, Georgia. Another NAIA product in this league. Played down at Reinhardt University in Georgia. A lot of good talent down there in the southern part of the states. And with Georgia Gwinnett, a powerhouse, and you have teams in Florida like Southeastern University. A lot of good talent in the NAIA. As Zaborowski strikes out Patrick Baggett for his 7th punch out of the evening. Good response in these first 2 batters.
Zaborowski, he's good at getting strikeouts, but tonight he's been ridiculous. 7 strikeouts on the night. We're just through 2 2/3. 7 out of the 8 outs he has recorded tonight have been strikeouts.
Marquez Titiali skies one out into left center field. That one's going to go all the way back, and that one is gone. The 2nd home run of the season for Marquez Titiali, going 392 feet to one of the deepest parts of Jimmy John's Field. And just like that, the Unicorns have taken the lead for the first time here tonight.
And on the first pitch, too, he mashed it. 2nd home run this season. That's going to help his slugging percentage even more. Had a slugging percentage of .727 coming into today. And with that big bomb to left center field, he's going to raise that up even more. What a good start to his USPBL resume.
Cody Hanna gets his first hit in the USPBL. A single into left center.
And two guys back-to-back, relatively new to the league. Hanna making his debut today, gets his first USPBL hit. They're going to grab that baseball and save it. Congratulations, Cody Hanna.
A really good moment for him. And these Unicorns are fired up right now. We've seen 3 home runs. We talked about, this is a team that doesn't rely on home run power. It's worked to their advantage. The long ball hasn't been their specialty, and Hanna was thinking about going to second on that wild pitch, but how short the backstop is, it's about 25 feet. It ricocheted back off over to Dotson, and Hanna couldn't move.
Yeah, and it's tricky sometimes because it depends where the ball ends up. Dotson didn't even really make contact with that pitch, so that was a straight ricochet right back to him.
In 99 ballparks out of 100, that's a wild pitch easily.
It is just a unique setting here at Jimmy John's Field.
There's some ballparks in the minor leagues that have a wider backstop. There's very few that's short like this. Makes it stands out from the rest.
For sure, it's a beautiful park here. Great design, great project here in downtown Utica. Draws a lot of people to these games. They're competitive games too, as we see here tonight. Already 4 home runs.
And Ochoa gets a free pass on 4 pitches, and this is getting worrisome right now for Zaborowski. He was in control, striking out Demetrol and Baggett, and then that home run by Titiali, and then a first pitch single by Hanna, then a 4-pitch walk to Ochoa. And he just needs to calm down here right now, and he's just lost his control.
Yeah, he started off the inning great, as you mentioned, with 2 strikeouts, and then that home run, I think, really deteriorated his confidence. First pitch, too, and then right again, Hanna on the first pitch drives it into left to get on base, and then Ochoa on 4 straight pitches walks.
And it looks like they're going to make a pitching change. So Zach Zaborowski's night is done. He goes 2 2/3 innings. 4 hits, 4 runs. He struck out 7. Just some mistakes cost him here tonight. Did his good job though. But he'll turn it over to the pen early as Taylor Jalkowski bringing the guy in. That'll be Nate Blaine coming in. We'll step aside for a moment. We'll be back right here on the USPBL Network.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Welcome back, everyone. Nate Blaine comes into the game in relief for Zach Zaborowski. Zaborowski struck out 7, but those long balls will cost him. He let up 3 in the game. And we'll see if Nate Blaine could stop this for the Unicorns as we take a look at his numbers here this season, Jacob. And
yeah, he has a 2.7 ERA on the season, 4-1 on the win-loss column, 36 2/3 innings pitched this season, has a 35-14 strikeout to walk ratio. He knows how to paint those corners and get it into the zone. And most importantly, against lefties, they bat .333 against him. Against righties, .240. And with runners on base, .241. So he's not really phased with runners on base, which I think is a big reason why he's in this spot right now.
Blake Solomon will be the first guy Blaine faces as he gets a foul piece.
Solomon, another relatively new guy, just came last week. Only 3 games played prior to today. DHing in today's game, he walked in his first at-bat in the second. Now he has an opportunity here to drive in some runs and extend this Unicorn lead.
So Blaine looking to stop this. He's a 6', 205 righty. Played at Ball State and then prior to that, Madonna University. Trying to limit the damage after allowing the home run by Marquez Titiali.
Quickly ahead 0-2. See if he can finish him off.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Nate Blaine makes quick work of Blake Solomon to end the inning, but the Unicorns take the lead. Marquez Titiali with a second long ball in the USPBL makes it 4-3 Unicorns. We head to the 4th. This is your home for USPBL baseball.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
Fourth inning we go here at Jimmy John's Field. 4-3 lead for the Utica Unicorns over the Westside Woolly Mammoths in the battle of the top 2 teams in the league. We're in the home stretch of this season. Just 2 weeks left in the regular season before the playoffs begin Thursday, September 5th, with the championship game being on Saturday night, September 7th. It's been a great season. Looking forward to see what the rest of the way shows us, where everyone will stand on the final day. Going back to action here, it's been a good one. The Unicorns have come alive offensively with 3 long balls. We've seen 4 in the ball game. One for Westside was by Dre Williams Nelson in the second.
They need to thank the guy on the mound right now, Logan Lee. He's been fantastic, -1 pitch. But he had a fantastic top of the 3rd, giving them confidence to take the lead.
And went inside to Nick Pastor, who singled into right and scored on the Williams-Nelson home run.
He got the hitting started. Great batter at the plate right now.
He set the table really well. It could have been more for the Mammoths if they didn't ground it at double play off of Drew Fleming. It was 5-4-3. But they were fortunate they came away with something. Could have been a different spot into this game if they wouldn't have brought it into that.
Yeah, and that makes Dre Williams-Nelson's home run even more clutch, especially considering the score right now.
Lee is battling back as Pastor fouls that one off of the fastball.
Lee right now at 48 pitches. Solid efficiency so far. The Unicorns are going to need him. They have to play the schedule game earlier this weekend.
Oh, broken bat on the ground to Demetral. He has to throw it over to Hannon. They just got him.
That was a great job by the Unicorns defense. You're going to see this bat just absolutely shatter right on this replay. No use for that anymore. Just a nub. But Demetral not distracted by the bat. Makes the easy play for out number 1 here in the top of the 4th.
Always got to be careful about that. You don't want to step on that piece of wood. And it made the play even more difficult for Demetral. But the speed of Nick Pastor, who's been usually around the top of the lineup with his speed. Then the cleanup spot today, Anthony Sharkus now steps in.
Sharkus stepping to the dish. Our production crew had some nicknames floating around for him. Great White, Hammerhead.
One pitch. Two-one. Logan Lee throws. Trying to go breaking ball, 3-1 in the dirt.
Sharkus with a solid hit in his first time up. Just trying to teeth another one out.
Some fans enjoying themselves here tonight. And then for a great one here so far as Sharkus takes a walk.
And Sharks usually swim, but this Sharkus will walk. Great at bat there.
Gonna be able to do what you gotta do. Wanted to go for the attack to get a run on the board, but he knows the situation. Only in the 4th inning. It's only a 1-run game.
And that's how you crawl back. You just get runners on base. You keep the momentum moving forward. Now, we're still early in this contest, only top of the 4th, but the way these offenses have been trading blows, you want to get as many runs as you can early.
Sharkus staying put. Fleming drives one into right. Going all the way back to the warning track is Sam Baduris. Thought that was going to carry out, but died right at the wall.
And Fleming, we know the power of this bat going the opposite way right onto the warning track. 10 feet away from making this an even crazier ball game.
326 feet. Right near that fence, near the berm area and right, as Hank Dotson will take a first pitch strike right down Main Street.
Dotson walked in his first plate appearance. In the second, he's been really solid for this Mammoth team all season long. Only has been there for just over a few weeks.
Upstairs, 1-1 on the fastball.
He was backing up Zach Beadle when he was injured. Or I guess his injury caused the Mammoths to sign him. And in his production so far, he's been very, very solid.
He's done his job and hitting 286. Rips this one down at the left. That'll be a fair ball. Going all the way near the wall. We got runners now on second and third with 2 outs. Good production by Hank Dotson.
That's exactly what he does. He squared it up nicely, drove it right into left field. You're going to see a look here on the replay. Right down that left field line, gets down with plenty of room to spare.
That's his 3rd double on the season. brings up the man. It gave the Mammoths the lead in the second. Dre Williams-Nelson had home run number 3 on the season.
In a very similar situation, 2 guys on, 2 outs. That's when he delivered the big blow.
And that felt really good for him. And we mentioned the average coming in below 200. He was a guy that was hitting right around 300 at the start of the season.
And it was a great way to get his confidence back. We saw him rounding the bases. He was fired up.
He's always a good guy to be around and brings a lot of energy at batting practice, and just be able to talk to him throughout the course of the season. Guy that brings a lot of energy to the team in the clubhouse. Want to build that chemistry with your guys, and everyone's all working for the same goal at the end of the day.
For sure, and it seems just about half of these guys have been around all season long. Dre Williams-Nelson is one of those guys. If you can have that good mantra every single day, no matter what your production is, that's a good sign for your locker room. And now that he's picking up the pace, he's getting rewarded for it.
It's a really close strike as he calls time. That was a little bit below the zone in his eyes, but it's not going to faze him as he steps out of the batter's box for a brief moment.
Just trying to regroup himself. Trying to deliver a really clutch hit here.
2-2 pitch on the way from Lee. Good stop by Kreisen at home plate.
And that's big, especially with a runner 90 feet away. We know we mentioned the short backstop, but on those ones that hit the catcher and kind of ricochet, those are the ones that can get behind one and allow a run to score. So great job there by Kreisen, keeping it in front.
Trying to send Jose Cedeno to the dish as he's waiting on deck. Payoff pitch coming from Lee, going to be really huge and called. Strike 3. Williams-Nelson is caught looking, and the Mammoths strand 2. A huge punch out for Logan Lee as he gets a fist bump from Ethan Kreisen. Head to the bottom of the 4th. 4-3 Unicorns here on the US PBL Network on this Friday night fireworks spectacular presented by Magna and the game presented by the Detroit News.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Everyone has something that motivates them to do better. And for me, that's my daughter Shelby. I named Shelby Construction Services after her as a reminder to always run the company in a way that would make her proud. Our goal isn't just to get the job done, but to get it done right. And that means making sure every customer has a 5-star experience. I think how a company treats you is just as important as the finished product. My daughter wouldn't have it any other way.
Call 833-6-SHELBY. That's 833-6-SHELBY.
It's a 4-3 lead for the Utica Unicorns over the Westside Woolly Mammoths as they head to the home half of the 4th. Alex Johnson and Jacob Maurer with you for the call here tonight. And Nate Blaine coming in for his first full inning of work. Came in relief for Zach Seborowski, who struck out 7 through 2 1/3. But the name of the game for the Unicorns has been the long ball. Home runs by Ochoa, Kreisen, and Titiali here so far. And
Zaborowski, his day is done. He was solid though. 7 strikeouts and 2 2/3, but he gave up those big home runs, 3 of them to be exact. That's how we arrive here at a 4-3 contest. Now Blaine came in relief in that 3rd inning. Only needed 3 pitches to strike out Salomon. And now he'll try to keep that momentum moving forward as we enter the bottom of the 4th inning.
He'll face Sam Baduris, Ethan Kreisen, and Ryan Enos as they look to add on to this lead. First pitch strike on the outside, part of the zone. Badura struck out, swinging his first time up.
Badura's another guy who's doing great on the offensive end, really rebounding on his season.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Badura. Blaine gets set. Popped up. Trying to get there is Dotson. And unable to make the catch.
Had some room to do it, but that's hard to do that as a catcher. You got to take off your mask, find the baseball, and then try to close that space before the ball hits the turf, or rather the grass here at Jimmy John's Field. Dotson almost made the play, but still good enough for strike number 2.
1-2 pitch coming, and that one hit him. That one has got a sting for Sam Baduras.
That's got a sting also for Blaine. You were ahead in the count, 1-2. You were dealing. And to have a pitch get away from you like that, it stinks. But for the Unicorns, they're in business once more. Leadoff batter is aboard. Still nobody out, runner on first. We'll see if they can extend their 4-3 lead.
First time they've had the leadoff man on base here tonight. Now Ethan Kreisen comes in. Absolute moonshot as Baduras is on the move. The throw by Dotson is going to be tardy. Heads up play by Sam Baduras. And these Unicorns right now are dealing right now.
And he got a great jump. His speed is also spectacular. No chance. Sam Baduras steals his 10th bag of the season. He is now 10 for 10 in stolen base attempts. And he's been outstanding. He's dancing now on the second base line.
Showing bunt to throw over to third, not in time. Caught them by surprise, but the throw was high over to Jake Walker. To take a look at the replay, knowing that instant, you just go get the for sure out at first, but Blaine thought he had the chance to get the tag.
And I thought Blaine played it perfectly. It's just that Baduras is so fast and the throw was just a little bit high. He needs to be perfect on everything. He got that ball pretty fast and was able to turn around even faster. But the throw was a little high, and I know he's mad at himself. He didn't take the guaranteed out at first, and now instead of having a runner at third and 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th, it's runners on the corners and nobody out for the top of the order.
Ryan Enos will step in. Lined right back over to Williams Nelson. The throw over to third, they throw it away. Off target, as Baduras is going to score on the error, and Kreisen will go up to second, and the Unicorns take a 2-run lead.
And that was really unneeded by Trey Williams Nelson. Baduras was off the bag, yes, but that's just unnecessary. He'll get it here and throw it right in the grass, and you can see Baduras was already there by that time that ball would have even reached third base. An unnecessary risk and very costly for the Woolly Mammoths here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
So in our first error of the night, it's only the 2nd error on the season for Trey Williams Nelson,
and he's been solid on the field all season long. He's one of the best second basemen out there defensively. Just an uncharacteristic play there, really unnecessary.
Andre Demontrol added on here, takes a strike at the knees, 1 and 2.
Demontrol in this game 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Now he faces perhaps the 3rd time he could strike out here. Needs to lock in and really see his pitch.
Good eyes, that one's outside at 83, 2 and 2.
For Demontrol, you still have a runner in scoring position. The mission here is just to get him home. Runs are going to be easy to come by in this game. You want to get as many as you can.
Going the opposite way, that's going to bloop in. Kreisen goes to third. They got runners on the corners. Good job by Demetral. Stretching out, going the other way with it. That was in the top part of the strike zone at 93 from Nate Blaine.
And with 2 strikes, he fought off a great pitch here. It was up in the zone. He takes it the opposite way, falls right in front of Jose Cedeno. Jose Cedeno, though, being very wise with that baseball. He let it drop right in front of him. He's not going to dive or do anything spectacular. Keep the runners at the corners.
Up to Patrick Baggett now to tack on a few more. 0 for 1 here tonight. Westside looking for a double play to limit the damage.
A double play here would be huge. Some defensive miscues are kind of the woes in this inning. If you can make a fine defensive play here to end it, that'd be going off on a good note.
Way outside with that one. The thing is just not to panic here. If you're Westside, you know, you made that mistake, yes. But you don't want that to bring everything down as they throw it over the first base to Demetral, who slides in safely.
And something to note here from Blaine. Against lefties, they bat .333 against him. This is a dangerous spot as he faces off against Patrick Baggett, the lefty.
2 on offering. Try to go after with the fastball.
That was a great pitch. Had some movement with it too. Just on the outside corner.
2-2 coming from Blaine. Sent up in the air into center, going all the way back is Nick Pastor. That will be deep enough to bring in another run. It'll be a sacrifice fly as Ethan Kreisen scores, and the Utica Unicorns are up 3.
And Baggett getting a lot of handshakes and high fives from his teammates there. Did his job. Crushed it into center field, not far enough to score even more runs, but he just needed to get it out of the infield, and he had a good chance to score Ethan Kreisen. Big here as they lead by 3.
Now Marquez Titiali steps in. Chopped right back over behind Blaine to Williams Nelson. He'll throw it over to Fleming to end the inning. But the Unicorns get 2 more. They're now up by 3 over the Westside Woolly Mammoths as we head to the 5th inning. We'll be back after this break here on the USPBL Network.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities.
Where good neighbors do great things.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
You know, they say, losing hope, that's the real disaster. Last year, Tropical Storm Fred sent a devastating wall of water and debris down this river. And when the waters receded, Belfour was here. Not just to rebuild, but to help restore the life of this community. Belfour, restoring more than property.
Unicorns get a couple of insurance runs in that inning as they're now up by 3 heading into the 5th inning of play here on this Friday night. Logan Lee gets back on the bump. His offense is coming through here tonight. 6 runs already here in this game. They have really stepped it up as of late. Scored 6 on Sunday against Eastside and then 10 last Saturday against the Beavers. And you love to see how this offense has turned. Average up to 221. It was below 200 for majority of the season. And you like to see how this offense has come alive. And Jim Essie and Pat Ems, the coaches over at Utica, have to be pleased on how they've been doing over the last few games.
Yeah, every inning besides the first, it seems like they're able to apply that pressure. That's got to give the guy on the bump, Logan Lee, a lot of confidence. Gave up the first 3 runs in this contest, and then after that, his team on offense has responded, and that's made him look a lot more comfortable on the mound.
It's going to be Cedeno, Walker, and Liam this inning, as that one's way below. But Cedeno chased 0-2.
That breaking ball dipped. Jose Cedeno not happy with himself that he wanted to go and chase after that one.
0-2 pitch coming. Popped up right over to Patrick Baggett, and he'll make the catch.
Great first out in this 5th inning. Keep the momentum rolling for the Unicorns. That one was popped out. Now we don't need to really necessarily worry about the sun, but now the lights start to come on. Baggett doing a nice job, not losing it in the lights, able to make a routine catch.
And people say it's a lot more difficult under the lights than it is in the broad daylight in the afternoon because of how bright the lights are.
Yeah, and we've seen a couple of times where the lights have really messed up players, especially outfielders. Especially when that ball is hit hard, it's going to be hard to track that.
We'll see how it does as the sky will get dark soon. As Jake Walker's 0 for 2 here tonight. Coming in with a .289 average on the season. With the fastball upstairs, 2-1.
Walker in his last time out flew out to right. Decent at bat.
And it gets hit in the back. Not what Logan Lee wanted to do.
Another account that Logan Lee was really working here. That's costly. Jake Walker will take his base though, maybe give Westside a little bit more momentum as we enter the 5th inning. Especially now as you turn to the top of your order, go to your second man in the lineup, Fox Liam, a guy who knows how to get on base.
He struck out twice here tonight. And if you're Westside, want to be able to make up for your mistakes as he drives one deep. Absolute bomb. That one is long gone. A no-doubter off the bat of Fox Liam. And just like that is a 1-run game.
I'll tell you what, Alex, these balls are flying tonight. Fox Liam, we mentioned it early, the power in this bat. And there, he did a little bit more than get on base. He went on all the bases. Big knock. And this is a brand new ball game.
Absolute missile off the bat into the berm.
351 feet off the bat.
And that was on an off-speed pitch, but it was right near the heart of the zone. And it was a perfect pitch. It wasn't at the, it wasn't a fastball, obviously. It was a little bit of slow movement, which allowed that to carry. And with the humidity here tonight has been so high, that ball will carry out.
And it certainly helped that that was 101 miles per hour off the bat. He didn't miss it. Now Colby Stelzer at the plate, another guy who can crush home runs. 7 this season, that's tied for the league lead.
One, two, check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. 2-2. Seltzer's also 0 for 2 here tonight.
2 strikeouts as well, similar to Fox Liam.
Now, looking back at the appeal, he did not go around. 2-2, just missed outside ball 3.
Kreisen trying to frame that one in, just a little bit too far outside. A great battle we got right here.
Completely different ball game. It's now a 1-run game now after that home run, and Kobe Seltzer will take his walk.
His 25th walk of the season. He's had a lot of those already in the USPBL. Great eye there, great at bat, and earns the much needed walk. Dominance 5-6.
Nick Pastor, single and a walk. They throw it over to first. Seltzer stands up safely. First disengagement in this at bat. All these teams have been aggressive on the base paths this season, with the Mammoths and Unicorns having over 50 stolen bases so far. Trying to get that extra 90 feet. As it's 0-1. Inside to Nick Pastor.
Pastor 1 for 2 in today's game. Had a hard single in the first inning, or rather the second. Big opportunity here. Only 1 out already in the top of the 5th inning. Westside started this inning down by 3. Now the big 2-run shot by Fox Liam puts them right back into this contest.
2-1 pitch, Pastor. Sends one out into center, and it was going to drop in. Could be a bloop single, as there were 3 Unicorns around there. Nobody there to make the play.
So we take a look at this replay. That was either in the perfect spot or Titiali had a tough time finding it, because it didn't look like he tried to charge as hard as he could on that baseball. I felt like he had a chance at that one. But still, Nick Pastor gets his 2nd hit of the ball game. Now Westside is in business once again. A runner in scoring position, only 1 out. A little bit of a stressful situation for Logan Lee.
Pitch count at 82. No action in the bullpen for the Unicorns. Being very careful with their bullpen, especially with the games tomorrow and Sunday. Don't want to go deep into the pen today and then have limited arms the rest of the weekend. Especially in this push to try to get first place. That one back off of Logan Lee, and he's going to have no play. How it ricocheted off of him. That was just a tough play. You really couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, and I wonder how much that stings right now, because Alex, as you mentioned, they need him in this game. And really that rolled too far away from him. No play at any bag. But it's very important that he stays in this game and gets out of this jam. But big opportunity here for Drew Fleming and the Mammoths. Bases loaded, 1 out in a 1-run game. Huge, huge situation here.
A guy you really don't want to see at the plate. Did you see Hannah in, as they're expecting him? He does have that opposite power. Usually you see Ochoa in this situation would come in, but based on the power that Fleming has to the opposite side, they're wanting him to go that way.
And the infield is relatively deep. They're playing that double play. Drew Fleming already in this contest has grounded into a double play in his first at-bat. Does have a lot of power in this bat, though.
1-1 pitch, swing and a miss.
And he was swinging for the fences there. Big rip and a miss.
Fans on the edge of their seats right now, enjoying their popcorn, waiting for what's going to happen here. A guy like Drew Fleming at the plate. Can he give the Mammoths the lead back? With 1 out here in the 5th. Good stop by Kreisen. He's done a few of those here tonight.
Yeah, Kreisen has been great behind the plate so far tonight. Not only has he been framing a lot of pitches back into the zone, but also the blocks he's had to make on Logan Lee's pitches. He saved a few runs himself.
Jace Ballman warming up in the bullpen for Utica. Looking to get out of this mess. 2-2 pitch. Outside again, ball 3.
Throughout this inning, really, for Logan Lee, he's kind of lost his location earlier in this game, and even in the 3rd and 4th inning, he's been able to dot pitches just on the outside corner, and he's just missing now in this inning by a few inches. We'll see if he can get it back.
Payoff pitch, called strike 3. Fleming was on his way to first base, but the home plate umpire rings him up.
Wow, that was just on the bottom of the strike zone. Our tracker shows it just a hair below, but again, as we mentioned, great frame job by Ethan Kreisen. He sells that strikeout huge, and it saves a run just on that frame job.
Now it's up to Hank Dotson, who fouls off the first pitch. Had that double down the left field line in his last at bat. So far, the Mammoths gotten 2 runs on the board on the absolute blast by Fox Liam this inning. On the ground, right over to Patrick Baggett, and that one hits Nick Pastor, and he's going to be out for interfering the ball.
And he was trying to get out of the way, trying to dance around it a little bit, but just was caught on an unlucky bounce. But that was big for the Unicorns. They get out of this jam, only allowing 2.
So it's 6-5 in favor of the Unicorns. It's only a 1-run game, but they limit the damage. Good job by the Unicorns. We head to the bottom half of the 5th after this.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, it's a quirky name. But here's the thing. 5/3 equals 166.7%. So we put 166.7% into everything we do. Like automatically getting you your paycheck up to 2 days early. Giving you well-deserved extra time to avoid overdraft fees. And helping you borrow from your future self. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Welcome back, everyone. Bottom of the 5th inning. It's 6-5 Utica over Westside. Utica was very fortunate to get out of the inning with limited damage. The Mammoths had the bases loaded with 1 out. Drew Fleming got called out on strikes and a pitch that was in the bottom part of the zone below the knees. And then Hank Dotson, out because of interference on the ball by Nick Pastor. Couldn't get out of the way as it hit him, as he didn't allow Patrick Baggett to make the play.
But still a big inning for Westside. They scored 2 on the Fox Liam home run. Now they had an opportunity with the bases loaded. Give credit to Utica. They got out of that jam and maintained their lead. But still, this is a brand new ball game now. Only a 1-run game. It's up to Utica now to pad onto that lead.
It's going to be Cody Hanna to lead it off.
Hanna, in his first game in the USPBL, got a hit his last time up, his first hit in this league.
On the ground, right over to Drew Fleming. He'll step on the bag to retire him in just a couple of pitches.
That was a great play by Drew Fleming. Those can be hard because we've seen the different bounces it can take on this infield. Take the last at-bat prior to this one from Hank Dotson. That one bounced and hit Nick Pastor. So you never know as an infielder how you're going to get these ground balls. Great job by Drew Fleming going between the legs, grabbing that and tagging first.
Ochoa, this one way up in the air to Dre Williams-Nelson for out number 2.
And that's big, especially for Nate Blaine. Had a rough inning in the 4th, using a lot of tacks on his arm. Now he gets 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Let's see if he can keep it going.
Blake Solomon, 0 for 1 here tonight. First pitch right to the screen foul. Solomon played his time at Northwood rather. He's from South Lyon, Michigan, played at Novi Detroit Catholic Central High School out in the Catholic League.
He's only played in 4 games so far in the USPBL, just signed last week. Trying to make his impact here. Has a walk in today's game, as well as a big strikeout that he struck out in the 3rd.
1-2 pitch coming, swing and a miss. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Nate Blaine. The Mammoths desperately needed that. 6-5 Unicorns after 5. It's been a good one here so far. We're looking for how the rest of the game will go after this here on the USPBL Network.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
What are the odds that we're neighbors, we've known each other our whole lives, and both tear the exact same things in this exact same knee?
So an ACL tear is an injury to the main stabilizing structure of the knee.
You want a good team around you, because then you know that what you're doing is going to help you in the long run.
My message to everyone who's helped me, thank you so much, because you guys helped me progress so much.
Also hearing it from a friend that's went through the exact same thing, I think sort of helps that know that there's a bright side at the end.
New pitcher on the mound for the Utica Unicorns is going to be Jace Bauman. Coming in relief for Logan Lee, who went 5 innings. He allowed 5 runs in the game. Did as much as he can. His pitch count was at 92. But
He gave the Unicorns a solid 5 innings, and they needed it because we know, we've mentioned it a couple times in this broadcast, they have a little bit of a scheduling dilemma. They have to conserve as many arms as they can. For Chase Bauman, it's the same job for him. Comes into this game with a 3.64 ERA, 29 2/3 innings pitched on the season, a 28-15 strikeout to walk ratio. He started off the season fantastic, has been a little shaky in the past few weeks, trying to respond here in a big 1-run game.
He'll face 8-9-1, Dre Williams-Nelson, Jose Cedeno, Jake Walker. Bauman from University of Wisconsin Stout in Division III, stands at 5'9", 180. As a righty. Got to throw in a slider, 4-seamer, 2-seamer, and a changeup as he goes fastball on the first pitch. Williams-Nelson with that huge 3-run jack out to right back in the 2nd.
And as you mentioned, Alex, about 4 pitches in his arsenal. His slider is actually the pitch he favors more, using it about 37.6% of the time. The fastball second at around 30%. Then he has a two-seam and a changeup. Trying to use those all to keep this game a one-run contest.
1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. That's a good movement on that one.
Good movement, but big swing by Dre Williams-Nelson. He crushed run his first time up in the second. Big 3-run home run to get the scoring started in this one. Then after that, we've seen 4 other home runs. The ball is flying tonight.
6-5 in favor of the Unicorns. There was a chopper on one hop to Demetral. He'll throw it over to Cody Hanna to retire him for the first out in the 6th.
Nice job there by Demetral. That ball was going to bounce. You're going to see right here on the replay a high chopper. Demetral makes sure he gets in front of that baseball, flips it over to first. No problem for him. Big out number 1 here on the top of the 6th.
Now Jose Cedeno comes in. Let's take a look at the stat line here so far. 5 runs, 7 hits, and an error for Westside. 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Utica.
It's been a great ball game.
Especially when I have it at this point in the season where you want games to be competitive. Everyone's trying to compete for the top spot. And you don't want games to get out of hand. Westside thought they were going to have that momentum when Williams-Nelson hit that long ball in the second. Thought maybe they were going to start pulling away.
And really, this game has been a great game of back and forth response. When Westside got up big, the Unicorns responded, tied the game, and then took the lead, by 3. And then Westside in the top of the 5th inning responded with a big blast of their own. These teams are just going to continue to trade blows, and it's fantastic to watch because they're the top 2 teams in this league.
That went off of Ballman. Demetral trying to rescue him. The throw, not in time. Infield single for Jose Cedeno. He beats out the throw.
Oh, and this was close. Another fantastic defensive play by Andre Demetral over there at second base. He's going to try to scoop this up and throw it with his body moving away. Right on target, a little low, but nothing he could do there. Jose Cedeno batting from the left side, 6 feet closer to first base. You have to think that's the difference.
That's too much speed. No, he's a guy that also plays in that leadoff spot, but he's in that number 9. People call him like the second leadoff man because they're interchangeable. And we've seen that a lot for all these teams.
A big drastic shift for sure, going from leadoff to the 9th man in the order. But still, anywhere he's put in this lineup, he can deliver.
Jake Walker was hit by a pitch his last time up. Count reads 2-0.
And what's interesting for Ballman is against righties, they bat .247 against him. Against lefties, they bat .179. So righties actually have the advantage on him, which you don't usually see in a righty-righty matchup.
The throw over the first, out of the glove of Hanna. Cedeno slides in safely.
And with the ball flying out today, base runners are so important because they make those big blasts even more impactful. Jake Walker, no home runs this season, but he can still try to get on base.
Try to go hacking at it on that changeup. 2-1.
Walker in this game 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch in his last time up. Got hit just on the back left shoulder.
Oh, it looked like it got him picked off. Hanna, the throw over, and they throw it away. Now they have a chance to get him out at third. They missed that play off of Ochoa. And that is huge for Westside to get out of that unscathed.
Wow, they had him there too. Defensive errors have been the story for the Unicorns so far. That was their first of the night, but back-to-back allow Jose Cedeno to advance 180 feet on a play he should have been out on. That should have been the second out here in the top of the 6th with nobody on. Instead, it opens up another scoring opportunity for Jake Walker.
2-1 is the count. Swings and misses on that one. Now all you need is a sac fly to tie the game.
Yeah, and that's huge. Again, we saw it with Westside. Dre Williams-Nelson making the really needed throw over to third. And now the Unicorns doing the same thing. Hannah needed to throw it over to second base because they had the pickoff attempt, just threw it a little bit too low.
2-2 pitch coming. That one goes out of play.
And Walker knows he just missed that one. That was middle. He just got underneath it a little bit too much. Now he just needs to refocus, reset, and regroup. Try to laser on a good pitch here.
Going on the ground, finds a hole into the outfield grass, and we're tied up again.
That's a big hit. Goes back to the defensive error earlier. Allows Jose Cedeno to go all the way to third base. A single will do more than enough to get him home. Jake Walker just ripping it pull side right between the two defenders. And this game's tied. What a contest we've had so far.
Absolutely. Back and forth it has been. Now Fox Liam steps up. We'll see what he could do here. Got to be careful with him at the plate.
Ton of power, and we saw it in his last at-bat. Crushed a 2-run home run, 101 miles per hour off the bat. He can do a lot of damage with one swing.
1-0 pitch, swing and a miss at the knees. Liam now with 6 homers and 21 RBIs on the season. A guy that has stepped it up over the last month and a half or so. So this one's on the ground, could be 2. Demetral over to Backett for 1. Relay in time, 4-6-3 double play to end the inning, but not before the Mammoths tie it back up with an RBI single by Jake Walker. Tied up at 6 as we head to the home half of the 6th. We'll be back after this on the USPBL Network.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
An absolute show here tonight at Jimmy John's Field on this Friday night, presented by the Detroit News. And we got the fireworks spectacular after the game presented by Magna. Alex Johnson and Jacob Maurer with you for the call. It's been a back and forth game. Really great to watch here with the fans here tonight. And, you know, it just, everyone has had an answer. One team takes the lead and they tie it up or take the lead back. And Westside able to come through, capitalizing on a mistake by Cody Hanna where they had Jose Cedeno picked off, but he threw it over Demetral and Baggett, which allowed Cedeno to go to third, and the next batter, Jake Walker, scored him on an RBI single.
And this is just going to be a game of regrouping and responding. Both teams showing that they're in it to fight.
Running one out into center field on the line, but caught by Nick Pastor.
And that was a great job by Nick Pastor. He was on his horse to get that one. Used his wheels, made up the ground quickly. Big out number one here in the bottom of the sixth. But Alex, as we talked about, these teams are just going to go back and forth. There's no quit in these teams. They're going to fight for all 9. I'm glad we're here to witness it. The top 2 teams in the USPBL showing us why.
Right on the ground over to Colby Seltzer. Backhanded play. Throws over to Fleming for the out.
That was marvelous by Colby Seltzer. He's going to get this baseball, as you can see on the replay. Going to quickly go over to it, turn around, and fire a dart over to Drew Fleming over there at first base. 2 quick outs in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Mammoths. They're looking great so far.
360 play. He has made a lot of plays over there at short. All 4 shortstops in this league have been really solid. Colby Seltzer, you got Patrick Baggett, and then Ben Wilcoxon, and Grant Stevenson have been really spectacular all season long.
There's a lot of good defensive players, especially in the middle infield. You see it night in and night out, all these spectacular plays that they make. They really know how to use their glove.
2-1 inside with the fastball to Ryan Enos. Blaine is now in his 3rd full inning of work. On the ground, 1 hop over to Walker, and it took a funny hop over him in that dirt. That one's gonna go down as a hit, and a double for Ryan Enos. Looked like that was looking like that was gonna be the end of the inning, but instead, the Unicorns get a 2-out base runner.
And that is a tough play because that's such a high knock. You know, especially on the infield here at Jimmy John's Field, those hops can be a little sketchy. So for Jake Walker over there at the hot corner, he had to play it perfectly. It's really a guessing game at that point. He went low, the ball went just a little bit too high over him, but great 2-out response for the Unicorns. They're trying to take the lead back.
Andre Demontrol is the man right now. Singled his last time up. Seven for 29 and runners in scoring position as he fouls that one away.
And Demetral in his last at-bat, he struck out the 2 times prior, and he was facing a 1-2 count. And he fought off a very, very good pitch, and he lined it into right field the opposite way. That was fantastic. He's really been such a great hitter, consistent all season long.
On the ground, right over to Seltzer. It did not touch Ryan Enos, so did not interfere with what happened in the last inning with Nick Pastor. Didn't touch him, so the play went on. They got the ground out anyway to end the inning. They strand a double, couldn't get anything else. Tie ball game as we head to the 7th. We'll be back after this. This is your home for USPBL baseball on a Friday night.
What are the odds that we're neighbors, where you've known each other our whole lives, and both tear the exact same things in this exact same knee?
So an ACL tear is an injury to the main stabilizing structure of the knee.
You want a good team around you, because then you know that what you're doing is going to help you in the long run.
My message to everyone who's helped me, thank you so much, because you guys helped me progress so much.
Also hearing it from a friend that's went through the exact same thing, I think sort of helps that know that there's a bright side at the end.
On to the 7th inning we go here on this Friday night at Jimmy John's Field. 6-6 ball game between the Mammoths and the Unicorns. Been a great one here, folks. Glad to have you with us, spending your Friday night with us. As it's going to be Seltzer, Pastor, and Sharkus after the Mammoths tied it up on a Jake Walker RBI single in the last inning. Jace Ballman back to work.
And that was big for Westside, able to tie the game in the last inning. Now we've seen any team that ties the game, they're able to then take the next step and take the lead. We'll see what Westside can do here in the top of the 7th.
Now the 0-1. Got a hack of that one on the fastball.
For Jace Ballman, it wasn't even a bad inning in the top of the 6th inning. An infield hit by Jose Cedeno that he barely beat out. And then just one hit by Jake Walker. They had Cedeno in the pickoff attempt, just threw it away. That defensive error cost them. But now he has to regroup, respond, and keep this game tied.
0-2 pitch inside, upstairs, 1-2.
But he's got a dangerous assignment at the plate. Colby Seltzer, we've mentioned it multiple times in this broadcast, leads the league, or at least tied in the league with the most home runs. And the way we've seen them fly out tonight, any guy like that up at the plate is even more dangerous.
Fans enjoying themselves here at the ballpark here tonight. Only a few Friday nights left in the season. I was down and away 2-2. 3 more Friday night fireworks night spectacular after this one here tonight, as the season is winding down. Every game is crucial from this point on. Every decision you make.
And I don't know about you, Alex, but Fridays have always been my favorite games because they always seem to be so close, like the one we have tonight. And then afterwards, you get a great fireworks show. Really a great job of what they're doing here at Jimmy John's Field.
That one is going to be ball 4.
Just missed the bottom of that strike zone. Our monitor shows it missed barely.
It could go either way. Every time you drop the bat and you walk over to first base, that home plate umpire might ring you up.
And we've seen Kreisen do tonight a great frame job, particularly last time against Drew Fleming in that same situation. This time he tried to do the same, but just did not get the call there.
At the knees, 0-1 to the former Unicorn, Nick Pastor.
That pitch was in about the same spot. This time Kreisen just framed it a little bit better. That's how you get that strike call.
0-1 pitch. That one lined foul.
Quickly ahead, 0-2 on Nick Pastor. He's had a great night so far. 2 for 3 with 2 singles. And for Westside, we know how much base runners matter.
Ballman getting set. Just from the stretch, throws. Missed up high, 1-2.
That was perfectly located. Kreisen did a great job of holding it up. I thought that cut the upper corner of the strike zone. But Ballman will have to reset and deliver another great pitch here.
Going over the first base. And for Nick Pastor, looking to come through, he's been friends with guys on the Unicorns from last year, but knows in this spot how this game is going to be and what he can do here in this moment right now.
Just a little bit late on that pitch. But he's battling well.
What you got to do here in this situation. Now the 1-2 outside and up and away. 2-2 now on Pastor. Ballman takes a breath and throws. Just got a piece of it.
This is turning into a very nice battle. Pastor and Ballman just going back and forth. Ballman throwing some really good pitches right now. And Pastor able to foul a couple off. Just had a big battle with Colby Seltzer. Now these Mammoths are really trying to jeopardize his pitch count.
Low and outside, ball 3.
Back-to-back full counts against these Westside batters. They're really making Ballman work here in the 7th.
Tried to keep it up here as they go over again. Second disengagement. So one more time, if they throw it over there, they got to get him out or it's a balk.
And it's Colby Seltzer over there at first base. Only 4 stolen bases this season. Now he is 4 for 4. But, I mean, compared to the rest of these Westside players, he doesn't steal nearly as much.
And Pastor continues to make this a battle.
This is a great at-bat. And whoever ends up the victor in this one really deserved it. Both of these players are really battling hard right now.
Payoff pitch coming. And loses his bat. Second time we've seen that tonight. First one was Hank Dotson earlier in the ball game.
You have to wonder with the extra humidity tonight, those batting gloves are just a little bit more moist. Totally lost control on that bat though. But still fouled it off, staying alive. Just completely loses it.
Still nobody out, runner on first base. That's Seltzer. 6-6 game here in the 7th. Payoff pitch coming. Up in the air. Into shallow left. Making the play. Great job, Ryan Enos. Sliding for it. Looked like it was going to bloop in. But just incredible work by Ryan Enos, calling off Patrick Baggett to make the play.
And that was almost a disaster. Enos, though, being loud enough for Baggett to try to get out of the way. It would have been such a tough play for Patrick going to his backhand, going backwards. But Enos makes a spectacular play, diving. That's a huge out here in the top of the 7th inning.
Now brings up Anthony Sharkus. Right over to Baggett. Could be 2. Over to Demontrol to Hannah in time. The 3rd double plate earned by the Utica Unicorns here today.
And their defense is just really showing out now. A great catch and a double play. Wonderful work by the Unicorns.
We're tied up as we head to the Genesis Credit Union 7th inning stretch. Stay alone, everybody. We'll be back after this.
Make your move with a quick and easy mortgage from Genesis Credit Union. We have mortgages to fit your life. Genesis Credit Union. Visit us today.
After seeing about peanuts and Cracker Jacks and talking about going to the old ball game, it's been a good one here tonight. Mammoths and Unicorns are locked in neck and neck in the home half of the 7th inning. Here at this one, Alex Johnson and Jacob Maurer with you for the entire game here tonight. But up there is one of the top games we've seen all season long. Just an interesting note here, if the Unicorns get the win tonight, it'll be the first time they're back up in first place since opening day when they won in walk-off fashion. It was way back in mid-May. Seems like a long time ago from now, but
it's crazy, isn't it, how they've just continued to battle all season long. They've been so solid all season, but especially the past few months, they've been playing great. And for this game, all the stakes that it has as far as the playoffs, only 2 weeks away. Whoever wins this game gets first place. It's huge, and we're tied through 7.
Patrick Baggett sends this one foul. He got the sac fly to get an insurance run in the 4th inning.
And that was a great at bat. He did what he needed to do, sent it to deep center field, plenty to get the run across. And at that point, I was saying how big runs will be in this contest, and right now in a tied game, they mean so much.
It was great work by the Unicorns defensively in the last inning. You got the play by Enos, sliding catch, and then the double play on the next batter was Anthony Sharkis.
Yeah, their defense really showed what they could do there. A fantastic catch and a fantastic double play turned. Now they got to turn it on the offensive side.
Swing and a miss by Baggett on the fastball at 88. Nate Blaine out again. They've been working with him a lot. Well, they got some time off. Well, the rest, no, in between games here. Don't play again till Tuesday. Lined right over to Colby Seltzer.
And Blaine's been fantastic so far. They brought him in. He got a 3-pitch strikeout. Then after that, 2 scoreless innings. And so far, he starts the bottom of the 7th with a line out. He's been pitching great, has gotten out of a few jams, but he's done his job. Keep the Unicorns run total at 6. And that's allowed his team to catch up, scoring 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th inning. That's how we arrive at a 6-6 game.
Marquez Titiali steps in, 1 for 3 on the night at that home run out to left center. That was back in the 3rd inning. Way up in the air on this one. Fleming trying to chase it down and couldn't make the catch. In and out of his glove. Oh, man.
And Fleming was under that too. I know our camera angle can't extend that far, but he was right under it. And he tried to make a basket catch with it. And Alex, you kind of wonder, does that have something to do with the lights? Because he was in perfect position to make that play. We've seen him make it 1,000 times over there at first base. He has no problem catching pop flies. I mean, he plays the outfield half the time. But on that play, he lost it a little bit, tried to make a basket catch, and just couldn't corral it.
Oh, in the dirt 2-1. Yeah, that's a difficult play. Right in that light. In that deep and foul ground. Swinging and missing on the fastball. Right down the middle.
Titiali, though, as you mentioned, he crushed a home run in the 3rd inning. And that was big. We've seen so many home runs in this contest. He's already shown a lot of power in this bat, only being in the USPBL for a few weeks.
1 foul away. And it's good to see that the Unicorns have been able to gel in and improve offensively. Their defense has been strong and their pitching has been as well, yes, throughout all season. But the offense was something they needed to improve on. As this one's right over to Colby Seltzer, and he'll make the play to Fleming.
And Colby just makes that look so easy. We've seen time and time again tonight that the bounces on the infield have cost some defenders, but he's able to scoop it up nicely there. No problem for him. Perfect throw over to Fleming. Able to reach out, make the catch. I'm telling you, Nate Blaine right now is just rolling behind a great defense as well.
Cody Hanna steps in, and you need plays like that to keep yourself in the game.
For sure. In a tight game like this, on a game that means so much in the standings, every out matters. Alex, I'm kind of getting the feeling on this Friday night that this feels like a playoff game because whoever ends up in first place gets to skip a round of those playoffs. So this game is so important, especially if you can play the team that's trying to chase you and that you're trying to chase.
And it's really important for the Utica Unicorns. If they can win here tonight, they can gain some ground and get an edge on the rest of the pack based on playing tomorrow, Sunday, and Tuesday.
Yeah, if they win tonight, they go into first place, and then they play 2 more games on the weekend. They can bump up their lead even more. For Westside, we won't see them again until Tuesday. So this is a big game here for both teams.
Sent it out into deep center field. Pastor looking up, and that one's going to be off the wall. Chasing to the second base, sliding in safely is Hanna. And Coach Jim Essien was wondering if that touch above that line. Let's take a look at it here. And looked really close.
It was definitely on that line. Now above, I don't think so. Great job by our production team there, showing us the replay so quickly. But that was crushed into the deepest part of the ballpark. And for a new guy making his USPBL debut, already 2 hits on the day for Cody Hanna. A hit and a big double with 2 outs in the 7th. And don't look now, but the Unicorns are 1 hit away from taking the lead.
And that black soft padding out in center, that batter's eye, you see. Had to go over that yellow line and touch it to be a home run. Just barely missed it by a few inches. Pastor was chasing that one up. It was a good job. He just kept on playing.
And now that sets up a good opportunity for Ochoa. Had that big home run, solo shot in the 2nd to really start this offense for the Unicorns. Now has another big opportunity here.
3-0 pitch, and they'll walk him on 4 pitches. Well, based on the situation and his power, he didn't want to give him something right over the heart of the plate and get the barrel on it. He didn't want to do that. First base was open. Hanna staying put no matter what in that situation. You bring up a guy like Blake Solomon, who's 0 for 2 here tonight. And if you're Nate Blaine, want to try to get him out here. He struck out twice here so far.
Yeah, that's a good point, Alex, because Austin Ochoa, he's already shown in this game that he can do some damage. So you kind of want to limit that. You have first base open, as you mentioned. Just put him on there and face a better matchup for Nate Blaine.
And he's behind right now 2-0. And they haven't had to use Jared Weber yet. He was not on the lineup here tonight. He's been their offensive power, their superstar offensively all season long. And for having this run production without him.
That's a big chess piece that you have on the bench. You can bring him out anytime. One of the best offensive stars in the league and for sure on this team. I would not be surprised if we saw him later in this game, but that's a good point, Alex. You have that superstar on the bench. And even in a big situation like this, I think that shows still their trust in Blake Solomon.
Count is 2-2, swing and a miss. He goes down swinging for the 3rd time tonight, and Blaine gets out of the jam. He allows a 2-out double to Kobe Hanna and turns another runner. As we head to the 8th inning, still knotted up at 6 apiece. Getting closer and closer to the finish here, folks, but it's going to be an exciting one. We'll be back after this.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Everyone has something that motivates them to do better. And for me, that's my daughter Shelby. I named Shelby Construction Services after her as a reminder to always run the company in a way that would make her proud. Our goal isn't just to get the job done, but to get it done right. And that means making sure every customer has a 5-star experience. I think how a company treats you is just as important as the finished product. My daughter wouldn't have it any other way.
Call 833-6-SHELBY. That's 833-6-SHELBY.
What an exciting game we've had here tonight, folks. 6-6 game heading into the 8th inning. Utica is bringing out their southpaw, Danny Dens, trying to shut down the Mammoths here, as they got a good part of the lineup coming up here. Drew Fleming, Hank Dotson, and Dre Williams-Nelson. Dens, looking at his record, 1-1 on the season, 18 2/3 innings pitched, 34 strikeouts, 9 walks, and a 1.93 ERA for the man out of Carpentersville, Illinois, looking to shut down the Mammoths here this inning.
Danny Dens, you could not call on a better name. One of the best lefties and really one of the best relief pitchers in the USPBL. Alex, as you mentioned, he has great stats, a sub-2 ERA, a great strikeout to walk ratio. And he has a big number on that spin rate whenever he throws those pitches. That means he can get a lot of movement with his pitches. He's pretty nasty. He's going to be tasked, as you mentioned, Alex, with the middle of this West Side order. In a tie game, this is a big situation for him, but he's a great arm for the Unicorns. They have to feel good with him on the mound.
Absolutely. Bring that edge here tonight. Got to be able to protect their arms, especially playing tomorrow. We'll have to call for that tomorrow. Will be the Unicorns and the Beavers at 7:05. It's pink out the park on 80s night, and then we'll also be here on Sunday as the Unicorns will take on the Hoppers for a 1:05 afternoon game on a Sunday fun day.
And for Danny Dens, he's slated to go up against 3 righties, and on him this season, righties bat 146 against him. You have to like this matchup.
He'll face Drew Fleming here tonight, who's 0 for 3. Grounded into that double play in the second. Flew out to right at the warning track, making that catch with Sam Berduris, and then struck out looking in the 5th inning with the bases loaded. This one right back over to Demetrol on one hop. The throw over to Hanna is in time, and Fleming is retired for the 4th time here tonight.
And I tell you what, Demetrol has made some fantastic plays tonight. He flashed the leather a couple of times in the 7th inning, and to start off the 8th here, he shows just what he can do. Goes to the backhand, makes a great defensive play. We've seen a few times tonight. That ball has bounced on the infielders and gotten past them, but not on Andre Demetrol.
Hank Dotson for 2 with a double here tonight. Called out on interference on a ball that was hit to Nick Pastor that ended the 5th. 0-1 delivery in the dirt, 1-1.
For Danny Dens, he's a good strike thrower. Just needs to find the zone, paint those corners. That's been the success mark tonight.
Now the 1-1. Right back off the netting, right behind home plate.
And a bunch of fans in front of us got a little bit jump scared. They thought that ball was heading right towards them, but the net, however, the great protector of us all, saves that one and keeps it on the field.
Oh, the huge netting up there goes up a lot. But fans still able to get a souvenir from time to time. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Good work at the bottom of the zone by Danny Dens to strike out Hank Dotson for out number 2.
2,900 on that spin rate. So close to 3,000. That's nasty. Ton of movement. Nothing Dotson could do. Just ducks in on that inside corner. Great pitch by Danny Dens. And big out here in the top of the 8th.
Now we'll face Dre Williams-Nelson. 1 for 3 on the night. Takes a big hack and miss at the bottom middle of the zone.
Speaking of hacks, he had that big hack to start it off in the second. A big 3-run bomb the opposite way. No doubt there's power in this bat. One swing away from making this a brand new game.
On the ground, over to Baggett. Over to Hannah, and the Mammoths are retired in order. Great work by Danny Dens out of the pen. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Still knotted up at 6 here on the US PBL Network on this Friday night at the ballpark, presented by the Detroit News and Magna.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal-getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
Home half of the 8th. Dave Blaine is still on the mound for the Mammoths. He came in back in the 3rd inning for the starter, Zach Zaborowski. He's done his job for the most part. But tasked to go another inning by head coach Taylor Jellikowski. He'll face Sam Baduras, Ethan Kreisen, and Ryan Enos.
And he averages about 4 innings in each appearance. So this is nothing not familiar to him. And he's pitched fantastic so far. No runs in his outing. Has gotten out of some jams. Used some great defense behind him. Trying to keep this game tied. But he's been great for his team so far.
Looking to come through again. Sam Baduras taking the first pitch low at 83 miles an hour.
Baduras 0 for 2 in today's game. Got hit by a pitch in the 4th. Just needs to get on base. He's really good at running the bases, though.
That's the outside part of the plate. Fans enjoying some Dippin' Dots. Always a good treat. Summer winding down. Always good to have some ice cream.
Yeah, and seeing all the food options here at Jimmy John's Field never fails to make you hungry.
We saw pretzel bites, popcorn. Was it chicken tacos, soft shell tacos? Always good.
I always think that I come into each game knowing the whole menu, and then I see someone with something completely different. It never fails to baffle my mind, all the options they have here.
A wide selection. From traditional ballpark fare, your burgers, your hot dogs, peanuts, popcorn, and then they got specialty items throughout the course of the season. It's really fun for everyone coming out here to the ballpark. Baduras loops one into left, lying down, making the play, Jose Cedeno. had the ball. Actually, Anthony Sharkus had the ball and fell down. I beg your pardon. But still a great play by Sharkus.
Sharkus over there controlling the waters, or should I say the grass over there, sliding, making the play. Fantastic for him. The defense has really shown out as we've gotten into the later innings. Just play after play, out after out, we always see a highlight reel play.
It was good that one didn't stumble up, didn't fall right in front of him, as Baduras was at second base. Check swing, did he go? No, he did not. 1-1 on Ethan Kreisen. Also homered in the game.
He got his first of the year, and it was crushed.
It was. Right into left center field.
We've seen a lot fly out tonight. I've lost track about how many have gone over. I believe it's 5. But that's been a big part of this game, even for a Utica Unicorns team that hasn't hit a lot of home runs this season compared to other teams.
Rolled right over to Williams Nelson, to Fleming, and Kreisen is retired for out number 2. And you make that good point. The power has been in there with the high humidity here today, Jacob, and it's helped this Unicorns team that doesn't use the home run a lot, but it's helped them here today. A lot of the times they get a lot of grit and grind wins, where they score very few runs, have very few hits, but they get the job done.
Yeah, and you almost wonder, because all that scoring was kind of towards the middle part of the game. As we go into nighttime, the humidity is going to dip a little bit lower, so you won't get as much carry on a baseball.
Rolled over could be a difficult play. Seltzer to Fleming in time. Colby Seltzer again with another acrobatic play.
Tip of the cap to him. Colby Seltzer has been outstanding, playing shortstop all game today. Flips it over to first, gets the third out of the inning. Drew Fleming, nice stretch. We're tied going to 9.
We'll be back after this here on the USPBL Network.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
Eight innings in the books, and we're on to the 9th. Here on this Friday night. All tied up at 6. Ben Kreisen will take the bump. Be pitching to his brother Ethan Kreisen, who's behind the dish. Looking at his numbers so far, 35 2/3 innings pitched, 40 strikeouts and 21 walks, and 23 runs allowed for the man out of Punta Gorda, Florida.
Yeah, and it's interesting because you get a brother-to-brother connection. Has a 5.55 ERA on the season. Trying to take over what Jace Ballman did. Having a solid outing himself. And now this is big. We're tied and we're in the 9th. He needs a scoreless frame here to give his team a chance to walk it off potentially in the bottom of the 9th. But Alex, we've talked about it all game long, how important this game is for both of these teams. For Utica, they win today. They get into first place by themselves. They're a half game back of guess who? The Westside Woolly Mammoths, who are playing tonight against the Utica Unicorns, getting ready to bat here in the top of the ninth. They're trying to defend their lead here in the USPBL, and that's big because 2 weeks to go into the playoffs. We know how important seeding is.
Absolutely. Especially everyone neck and neck. No, it's been really good for the league to have everyone be competitive and right into it, right at the very end. It'll be Jose Cedeno, followed by Jake Walker and Fox Liam. We take a look at the guys on the bench for both sides. The Mammoths have 2 players on the bench. That's Zach Beadle and Zach Weather. Cedeno loops this one up over Austin Ochoa, and that's a fair ball. Cedeno rounding second, and he's going to have a stand-up bloop double.
That's big to start off the top of the ninth inning. Get on any way you can. That was a tough play for Austin Ochoa. Going to his back, trying to make a basket Willie Mays type catch, and it just dropped right behind him, or should I say in front of him, because he was running that direction. Let's take a look at the replay. He was playing in on the infield. A long run, almost makes the grab. Jose Cedeno sees it and moves over to second base. Big double to start out the top of the ninth inning. And I was just going to mention it. Against Ben Kreisen, lefties bat around 300. They definitely have the advantage, and it showed there with Jose Cedeno.
It's going to make it interesting now. With Jake Walker now.
And Walker's last time up, he had that big RBI hit. Has another opportunity here.
Inside to him, 2-0.
Walker so far today, as we mentioned, 1 for 3 with that RBI single in the 6th inning. Also got hit by a pitch, flew out to right and grounded out in his times at the plate today. But none bigger than this.
2-0. Outside, ball 3. Fox Liam would be next. 3-0 pitch rather. And it's going to be ball 4. Walked him on 4 straight.
That's not a bad option. You now open up the double play. First base was open. In a tie game like this, 1 run means the difference. So if you have more runners on base, I guess it makes the damage more impactful. But again, you set up that double play opportunity. If you can get that double play, you only need 1 more out. But it's going to be tough here against Fox Liam.
He did ground out to end the 6th in a double play fashion, 4-6-3. So it could happen again, but he also has homered here tonight. That was an absolute bomb into right.
Yeah, 101 miles per hour off the bat. He can crush it. But here, all he needs is a clutch hit.
Swings and misses. That was low and inside to him, off speed at 81.
And Kreisen needed that. After giving up a bloop double and walking a guy on 4 straight pitches, he needs someone to swing and miss at his stuff, giving more confidence to throw it there.
1-1 pitch. Very nasty breaking ball.
2,800 RPMs on that pitch. 19 inches of vertical break. Nasty movement. Ended up right down the pipe. Great pitch.
1-2. Swing and a miss. He goes back with it again. That spin rate over 2,800. That vertical rank at 24 inches.
2 feet it dropped. That's nasty. Late movement. You can even see it there on the replay of just a focus shot of the batter. That was a nasty pitch. His brother called it up for him again. He loved the pitch before, and he loves it even better if it gets a strikeout.
Using that to their advantage. Good stop by Kreisen. Now, the one thing is Cedeno goes to third, but holding at first is Walker, so they still have the double play, but now they got to be mindful.
That's big because a sac fly now scores a run, and it just gets by Kreisen a bit. And that's a heads-up play by Jose Cedeno. Great base running to get over to second on the double. And better base running there. Sees a little blimp from Kreisen. He takes advantage.
Difficult spot for the Unicorns, as it's now 2-0 to Seltzer.
Seltzer, another guy. Highest batting average on the team. He's great with runners in scoring position.
2-0. Goes off speed, gets the strike zone. 2-1.
For Kreisen now on the mound. Ben Kreisen on the mound. Just needs to figure out his location here. Deliver another good pitch. Every pitch right now is so big.
Seltzer out into left, going off the wall over the head of Ryan Enos. Cedeno will score, and stopping at third is Jake Walker. Colby Seltzer comes through in the clutch, and the Mammoths have taken the lead back.
Seltzer today was 0 for 2. You knew he was doomed. Crushes it off the wall in left. That's a big hit. And the Westside Woolly Mammoths crawl all the way back, tie the game, stays tied, and now in the 9th inning, take the lead. That's huge. Great hitting by this Westside team.
RBI number 25 for Seltzer as Pastor will get the intentional walk. Now brings up Anthony Sharkus, who can really open things up with one swing of the bat.
And Sharkus in his last at-bat grounded into a double play. If he did the same thing here, that would end the inning. But as you mentioned, Alex, bases loaded, only one out. Has a big opportunity here. Now every run matters. You need as much insurance as you can because Utica won't go down without a fight.
They got to limit this damage. Cannot afford to get down 3, 4, maybe 5 runs heading to your final 3 outs.
Yeah, Kreisen just needs to put the pass behind him, deliver good pitches.
Blooped out into shallow center, going into it, making the catch is Titiali to throw home, and a collision. Ethan Kreisen couldn't get to the ball as Walker scores. Very fortunate there. Let's take a look at the replay on this as Titiali makes the catch.
Yeah, he makes the catch, delivers a great throw. The cutoff man is instructed to get out of the way. It was right on the money. And I think if Kreisen gets this, he would have gotten the out, but he saw Walker coming right at him. And that's a scary sight. Forced him to lose track of the ball. That's a big insurance run for Westside.
2 outs now for Drew Fleming. If you would have had the ball, could have gotten him out. Kreisen was wondering if there should have been interference, but it didn't look like it was really close.
Yeah, and that was just a fantastic throw. And Kreisen would have had to make an even better play to pick it. But that was almost an awesome double play, but still a huge run for Westside.
8-6 now in the 9th. Drew Fleming at the plate, trying to add on more. 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss in the dirt.
And Drew Fleming today 0 for 4. Yesterday, or should I say Wednesday, he was 0 for 5. And a little bit of a slump. But we know Drew, he has a lot of power in this bat. And he has a resume for delivering some clutch hits. As a big situation here, every run now matters, and he can really break the doors open.
2-1 pitch. He went around, strike 2.
This is the big pitch here. Utica can definitely make up a 2-run lead in the 9th. We've seen them rally before, but it all starts with getting Drew Fleming out.
Good pickup by Kreisen in the dirt.
And baseball is such a game about minimizing the mistakes. Yes, you've allowed 2 runs in the top of the 9th inning, but now it's your time to minimize those mistakes, make that all that happens here in the top of the 9th, and go into the bottom of the 9th with a fighting chance.
Important pitch coming up. Runners on the move. Swing and a miss. Fleming goes down swinging, but the Mammoths score 2 on an RBI double by Colby Seltzer and a sac fly by Anthony Sharkets. It's now up to the Unicorns to keep the game going down to their last 3 outs. We'll be back for the finish right here on the USPBL Network.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARPCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARPCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARPCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarpcom.com.
You know, they say, losing hope, that's the real disaster. Last year, Tropical Storm Fred sent a devastating wall of water and debris down this river. And when the waters receded, Belfour was here. Not just to rebuild, but to help restore the life of this community. Belfour, restoring more than property.
Last chance for the Unicorns. They'll have Andre Demetral, Patrick Baggett, and Marquez Titiali here in the ninth. Nate Blaine, who's been out since the 3rd inning, looking to slam the door shut and hold on first place for the Mammoths.
And he's been outstanding so far.
On the ground, right over to Seltzer on the first pitch and an out.
That just seems to be the story of the day for Nate Blaine. He's been so efficient. Ever since he's come into the game, he's shut the door on these Unicorns.
Patrick Baggett now steps up. The guys on the bench for the Unicorns, we mentioned Jared Weber, but they also have Cam Farrar and Kyle Schmack.
All really good options.
We'll see what Coach Jim Essien does. Well, they got to get Patrick Baggett on base to get the tying run up. Well, Titiali did have that home run. It's going to be a difficult decision inside part of the plate for a strike.
Great pitch. Just edging on that strike zone.
Now the 1-1. Upstairs 2-1.
And you mentioned it, Alex, but it's so important for Patrick Baggett right now to get on base. You need to make the threats often and early.
On the ground, roll over to Seltzer. Bobbled it. No play. And that's what the Unicorns needed.
And Seltzer's been so fantastic over there at short all game long. This is so uncharacteristic from him. He had it, and it just popped out of his glove, could not corral it. That's big, because Patrick Baggett on the bases, we know how aggressive he is, can really get into a pitcher's head. And now as you start to go into your 3rd and 4th guys in this lineup, it really gives the Unicorns a chance.
The second error of the ball game for the Mammoths, as Marquez Titiali is at the plate.
And he can do some damage. In the 3rd inning, he had a big home run for these Unicorns. Has 2 home runs on the season already, and he's just been here a week.
Low and outside 1-1. You got to be smart here at the plate. Got to move up Baggett. We'll see what they do here. Cody Hanna is on deck, but Jared Weber can also play. He's a utility guy. He can play in the infield or the outfield. So we'll see what they do here.
And I don't know if they're going to change out Cody Hanna right now because he's 2 for 4 in today's game.
Looped out into right, and that one's going to drop in. It went into the glove of St. Dana, but it touched the grass first, so it's going to be a single.
And just like that, Alex, the Unicorns are now brewing here in the bottom of the 9th. That's a great job, though, by Jose Cedeno. He went after it, but he still kept it in his glove somehow. It does not get past him, keeps the runners at first and second, but still an opportunity here for the Unicorns. One big swing, and this game's walked off. But now, as I mentioned, as long as you get guys on base and add that pressure, it makes it even more harder for Westside.
Blaine has thrown 87 pitches tonight, and he's going to come out of the game. He did his job, but now they're going to bring in a new pitcher here in the 9th to close the door. That is going to be Aaron Evers, and we'll see what he can do here with runners on first and second for the Unicorns trying to come back. We'll be back after this.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARPCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARPCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARPCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarpcom.com.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
You know, they say, losing hope, that's the real disaster. Last year, Tropical Storm Fred sent a devastating wall of water and debris down this river. And when the waters receded, Belfour was here. Not just to rebuild, but to help restore the life of this community. Belfour, restoring more than property.
Runners on first and second for the Unicorns with one out here in the bottom of the 9th. Aaron Evers comes in after Nate Blaine did a great job coming in relief for Zach Zeborowski. Came in with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Was trying to go all the way to finish it out. But Aaron Evers will come in for him to try to close the door and hold on to first place.
Aaron Evers is in a big spot right now. Runners at first and second, only one out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. He is working with a 2-run lead, but still a huge spot for him. His stats on the season, a 5 ERA in 18 innings pitched, a 20-5 strikeout to walk ratio. But what's big for him is lefties hit .292 against him versus righties who hit .214. And right now at the plate is a lefty in Cody Hanna.
Has 2 hits on the day. Trying to get his first RBI as he's now down 0-2 after that swing and the miss.
Yeah, he's had a solid debut so far. 2 hits, including a double, but no at-bat bigger than this one in his young USPBL career.
Evers sets and throws, and he fouls that one off. Up next would be Austin Ochoa. Ochoa right up there is been a key guy for this offense. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Up and out of the zone. Evers made him chase it. And that is a huge strikeout.
And he threw it at 95, right up in the zone. Hanna took the bait. That's a huge out, number 2 here in the bottom of the 9th. Aaron Evers comes out of the bullpen and takes care of business. In his first at-bat he faces.
That one low. below the knees. Went at 94 that time.
He's got one of the best velocities in the USPBL. Still some movement over there in their bullpen. Matt Colucci getting warm just in case.
2-0 count.
Or excuse me, that was Bo Atkins getting ready. Still never know in this game. 8-6 ball game, but if you can tie the game or take the lead, you never know if you have to deal with extras.
Swing and a miss by Ochoa. He was trying to rip that one out.
And Ochoa was going for it all there. Already has a home run in this contest, trying to make it 2 and a game winner.
Evers gets himself composed. Swing and a miss again, and now the Unicorns are down to their last strike.
Each pitch just gets bigger and bigger for Aaron Evers. He's been fantastic so far in his limited action. Only has thrown 8 pitches, but his 9th has a chance to shut the door.
Swing and a miss. Aaron Evers gets the job done, and the Mammoths hold on to first place, winning 8-6 in this thriller of a game.
And what a game, Alex. Back and forth these two teams went.
No runs, no hits, nowhere.
And Aaron Evers was tasked with a tough situation. Runners on first and second, only 1 out. Strikes out the 2 batters he faces. 8-6 is your final. What a thriller.
What a phenomenal game. The Woolly Mammoths had the early lead with the Dre Williams Nelson home run, and then the Unicorns came back with homers by Ochoa and Ethan Kreisen. Got a run in the 4th by Marquez Titiali with a homer, and then they got a lot of run support throughout the entire game. And then Fox Liam with a home run. There was a lot of power here tonight, but the Woolly Mammoths coming through in the 9th with 2 huge runs, the double by Seltzer and the insurance run of the sac fly by Anthony Sharkus to seal the win for Westside and holding on to first place as they now have a 1.5 game lead over Utica for first place as we're getting out to the last 2 weeks of the season.
And that's huge. This was such a big game for both teams. The home runs were flying early, but then it turned into a little bit of a pitcher's duel. And talk about the defense. As we got later and later into the game, we saw so many great defensive plays by both of these teams, and it ended up being the difference. The Woolly Mammoths coming up clutch in the top of the 9th inning, and they're able to take this one 8-6, maintain their lead in the standings, and gain a game over the Utica Unicorns.
A great win overall, but the Unicorns will get a chance to bounce back tomorrow against the Beavers, and then they'll play the Hoppers on Sunday to try to get back within a half a game of the Mammoths before they meet again on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's going to be a good week here at the USPBL as we wind down into the playoffs. Great game today, and we're going to have some great, fantastic games over the weekend.
So Nate Blaine gets the win, Ben Kreisen will get the loss, and then Aaron Evers will get the save for the Mammoths. As that is going to do it for us here tonight. Our final score here, the Westside Woolly Mammoths 8 and the Utica Unicorns 6, as the Woolly Mammoths hold on to first place in the USPBL standings. On behalf of everyone here at the USPBL Network, on behalf of our director Christian Jackson, our producer and camera operator David Forrest, on the graphics Dominic Manchella, my partner Jacob Maurer, I am Alex Johnson. Thank you for tuning into tonight's game, and we will see you back here tomorrow for Pink Out the Park on 80s night between the Unicorns and the Beavers at 7:05 p.m. right here on the USPBL Network. Have a good night, everyone, and we will see you tomorrow night.